Hello and welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and Hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we are on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including ATL FM Cape Coast, Might FM Tamale, Bewa Radio Yendi, and in Kiligi FM Boli. Get radio, TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta to present the 2024 budget this morning amidst concerns of the introduction of new taxes. We'll bring you details as senior economist warns government against reversing the gains of the IMF program.
So when we're done with the elections, we needed to ask for extension in order to bring the program back on track. And we fear something similar may happen as we go into the 2024 election.
Also, government says it will be difficult to pay the newly agreed 23% increment in base pay for the 2024 working year after yielding to the demands of labor unions.
So the 23%, I am told, even brings a budget of around like 3.7 billion. And this is huge. But as to how finance will be able to finance this is one thing all of us are looking at.
Meanwhile, the unions say they will not condone any delays with the implementation of the new agreed wages.
We are confident that when the time comes for government to implement, there will not be any hassle.
In business,
fuel prices may fall beginning tomorrow, November 16, but could that be thwarted by the recent depreciation of the cedi? We've got details on the Joy Business Report.
And later, plastics threaten to outnumber fish in Ghana's waters. That's according to the UN Convention on Wetlands. We have details of these coming up shortly. I am Amiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Now let's dig in this morning. The Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta will present the 2024 budget in Parliament. The budget is expected to cover all sectors of the economy with particular emphasis on revenue generation and expenditure cuts in some areas to stimulate growth. But even before the fine details of the budget is put out, the minority is warning government against the introduction of new taxes. Take a listen to member of the Finance Committee, John Jinapo.
The understanding also is that in an election year, enforcement of tax measures, government is usually a bit slow because it may affect the election outcome.
But when you told it that we think that the people of Ghana have been taxed so much, the tax burden already is very, very high. And so it will be inappropriate to come with new taxes. Rather, the minister should look at cost cutting in terms of expenditure.
Meanwhile, Professor of Finance at the University of Ghana Business School, Godfred Bokping, has warned government against reversing the gains of the IMF program if it doesn't stick to the dictates of its conditions.
The understanding also is that in an election year, enforcement of tax measures, government is usually a bit slow because it may affect the election outcome. So over the years, you realize that the projections in terms of the fiscal target that we project for the election year, we tend to exceed that. Over all the competitive elections, you can look at 2000, 2008, the exception you can trace it to 2004, you can look at 2008, 2012, 2015, even 2020. Okay, so there's going to be a challenge, and we know that next year is a test of how IMF programs will be able to withstand the shocks of our usual political business cycle.
You had Professor of Finance at the University of Ghana Business School, Godfred Bokping. Now, 2 years ago, they all lost their jobs when the Finance Minister announced the abolition of road tolls. The government promised to reassign them, but till today, many of them remain jobless. Toll booth workers with physical disabilities passed the night at the Road Ministry on the second anniversary of their dismissal. Fighting off mosquitoes, Evelyn Gadri and Mohammed Ramat Rashad told Joy News Features editor Jojo Kobna that they would rather die in front of the Roads Ministry than idle at home.
It's not easy at all. I prefer to sleep here than get into the house because the pressure is too much on me. My children and the family members now, we don't have any respect in our families because of the work that they took from us. So I prefer sleeping here than going to the house.
But for the reassignment of the job, before they told us they will send us to Azul. Up till now, we've not heard anything. But we've realized that what they are doing is they are choosing their political ones and they are taking them. As I'm talking to you, some of our members, but they are not persons living with disability, they are working.
Well, away from the government says it will find it difficult to pay the newly agreed increment in minimum wage and base pay for the 2024 working year. After more than 20 hours and 2 days of negotiating, government agreed to increase base pay averagely by 23% and a minimum wage by 22%. Deputy Minister for Labour and Employment Bright Reku Brobi says government will incur a budget deficit by agreeing to the increment because it was aiming to end the negotiations for base pay at 19%. Michael Ashali has the rest of the details.
The meeting between government and the labor unions took more than 20 hours in total, spanning 2 days. The labor unions adjusted their proposal to a 60% increase, but the government offered 15%, which was turned down by the unions. Ignatius Bafo Ewa spoke for government.
We have concluded that the national base pay be increased by 23%.
Deputy Employment Minister Bright Reku Brobi says the figures are steep and admitted government will struggle to meet their financial obligation.
19% would have been very optimum for government. And so the 23%, I am told, even brings a budget of around like 3.7 billion. And this is huge. But as to how finance will be able to finance this is one thing all of us are looking at.
Dr. Anthony Yalban, the Secretary General of the Trade Unions Congress, expressed that while the offer fell short of the expectations, the labor unions would reluctantly accept it.
We are confident that when the time comes for government to implement, there will not be any hassle.
And that was Michael Ashale's report. Now, striking jurors in the Ashanti region say they would not resume work at the High Courts despite the government paying part of their outstanding arrears, comprising persons well vexed in the judiciary system. The jurors decide the guilt or innocence of accused persons in cases that come up for trial following their indictment. But the Judicial Service has since March 2022 failed to pay their allowances, which are calculated based on the number of hearings attended. Albert Aka, the General Foreman, tells Ohim Interior of our security desk that only a show of commitment from government will compel them to resume duties.
They can't come to courts. Others stay far from Kumasi. Others take 3 cars before coming to court. Then after closing, they take 3 cars back home. Where do they get this money from? Most of them are pensioners. There's one money that government pay them. The pension that they receive, they use that money to buy fuel. You see, before they come to court, they use them as transport before they come to court. What the government has paid now is a peanut, you see, compared to the number of months that government owes them.
Now, there might soon be more plastics than fish in Ghana's territorial waters. That's the warning from the Secretary General of the United Nations Convention on Wetlands. According to Dr. Musonda Mumba, plastic pollution along West Africa's coastline is getting out of control and may require drastic measures to deal with it. Speaking to Joy News' Blessed Soga on the sidelines of the intergovernmental negotiations on plastic pollution in Kenya, the Secretary General noted plastic pollution is adding complexities to the loss of Ramsar sites and other wetlands in Ghana and across Africa.
Plastics are a major pollutant of Ghana's coastline, especially in the capital Accra. While there is no endings to this menace, experts fear there is a grave danger to marine life and tackling climate change. Also attending the summit is Dr. Musumba Mumba, Secretary General of the Convention on Wetlands, who disclosed worrying signals about the level of plastic pollution.
And then imagine the amount of plastics that also enters the sea from the land due to land activity. So the statistics now, the scientific information is showing that we're going to possibly have more plastics than fish in the sea.
Dr. Musonda Mumba, Secretary General of the United Nations Convention on Wetlands, ending that report by Blessed Soga. Now, there is danger in waiting on the Achimota-Agimpa Road right after the Achimota School Police Station, as about a 15-meter-long dead and weak palm tree stands waiting to fall on unlucky cars and pedestrians. My colleague Chrisia Daikwating has more.
It's a regular day on the Achimota Gimpa stretch where drivers, pedestrians and traders are going about their duties. The safety of these road users is threatened by a dead and weak palm tree situated close to the Achimota Basic School's park. Joseph Affol is a trader at the area who witnessed a similar incident months ago.
Should the tree fall now, we may be able to escape upon seeing it, but it will be difficult for drivers and other people to escape. It can even fall on cars, and it can also kill a prominent person. We are calling on the authorities to do something about it immediately.
The heavy traffic on this section of the road makes motorists concerned that in the event this particular tree falls, the repercussions will be dire. Chairman of Road Safety Advocate Ghana, Nana Noemihia II, a regular user of the road, says the safety of users of this road is at risk.
And that was Kwesi Adai's report, and that ends the bulletin at 6. In our top story, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta to present the 2024 budget amidst concerns of the introduction of new taxes. We'll definitely bring you all the highlights right here on Joy 99.7 FM and on all our channels and social media platforms. Up next is business news on the Super Morning Show.
See that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa! Papa! Bobo, so how your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that? Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panzapa. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman Omani. Chairman. Hey, Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Behind every door lies a world of opportunities.
And with Absa's flexible loans, you hold the master key to open all the doors to your dreams.
Doors to a new horizon and everything you could ever dream of. At Absa, we help you open the doors to all your dreams. Whether you want to buy a home, a plot of land, or finance your personal projects, our flexible personal loans, mortgage, and credit cards can make it happen. Visit absa.com.gh to discover how to get things done. That's Africanacity. That's Absa. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello, welcome to Dominion University College, your path to a bright future. At Dominion University College, we pride ourselves on fostering a supportive and inclusive community, empowering our students to become leaders and innovators in their chosen fields. Choose from our wide range of undergraduate and postgraduate programs, carefully crafted to meet the evolving demands of the professional world. Call us today on +233 201 063 633 or +233 507 777 435, or visit us at www.duc.edu.gh. Enroll at Dominion to receive a world-class education the Dominion way.
No matter your water needs, Sintex has it all. Sintex tank was first to introduce double layer tank, and now you can have as many layers as you want. Sintex tank was first to introduce white inner layer tanks in Ghana, and now introduces the customer specs order, which will let you order any color and size you want. Sintex tanks gives you the biggest warranty of 7 years, which no other tank gives you. So whatever your water consumption, size of project or demand, choose Sintex tank. Sintex tank, stress-free. Sintex tank, reliable. Sintex tank, maximum guarantee. Call 0244 335 168, Kumasi 0505 555 666, or visit sintexgh.com. Sintex tank, a strong, a tough.
Hi, my name is Yao Ichampueje, Marketing and Communications Manager for Apollonia City. Apollonia City, in collaboration with Sunny FM, is organizing a special open day on Saturday, the 18th of November 2023. And I would like to invite you to join the staff and other listeners of Sunny FM to come explore the futuristic city that is Apollonia City. In today's tricky market, there are very few avenues to invest that make sense. That's why many have seen the light and are moving towards real estate. Come join us explore the future together. We'll be discussing interesting topics like building in a gated community, property rights according to Ghana's legal system, and so much more. The date is Saturday, 18th November at 10 a.m. Buses will leave the Accra Mall at 9 a.m. For enquiries, call Apollonia City on 0275 577 577.
There's never been a better time to own a home. Republic Bank slashes interest rates on all its CD mortgage products. Yes, switch and sign on to any of our CD mortgages. Enjoy ultra low interest rates and pay less to live in your dream home. Cool. Call 054 0109 649, 054 0109 901 or email myhome@republicghana.com. Offer is valid until 31st January 2024. Terms and conditions apply. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM and the 6 a.m. news brought to us by Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you, and ABSA Mortgage. Coming up is the Joy Business Report brought to us by Glyco Life Travel Insurance. Glyco, we cushion you for life, and Africa World Airlines, touching Africa, touching the world.
Hey,
Akpafu.
Morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. How many hours before the finance minister?
10 a.m. so 4 hours.
Hopefully they start at 10 a.m.
Yeah, hopefully they start at 10 a.m. But maybe around 10:30 they will start. And so, we'll get to know.
It's one of those presentations you're not really sure what's going to happen.
Yeah, because you've heard the minority say the finance minister says he needs to raise an additional 12 billion Ghana cedis.
So he's going to increase taxes.
He's going to increase taxes. You haven't heard anything from the majority, according to Kweku Asante. They've not said anything. So, you're waiting to find out whether that's actually the situation. But you've seen it happening all the time, year on year. They've increased revenue targets.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, in the media review, they reduced the revenue target by some 10 billion. But this is what they did. They actually increased domestic revenue from 99 billion to 102 billion, based on the performance of the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Also, expenditure was reduced from some 205 billion to 189 billion. But you would also want to ask yourself a very simple question. Are we going to see a reduction in expenditure this time around? Or we would see an increase in expenditure and corresponding increase in revenue generation. But if we're expecting an increase in revenue generation, are we going to have that increase through enforcement of, the payment of taxes,
mm-hmm.
or we're going to introduce new taxes? One of the things you may have seen happening over the period is us finding ways of using indirect taxes to increase our revenue generation.
Right.
And that's only an indication that you're unable to collect direct taxes, income tax. So you go through the back door because people earn and they don't pay anything. And so you now would compel everybody through the payment of consumption taxes.
Yeah, and we're talking about taxes just before we got on the air, and you talk about the fact that, if the taxes are low, it ensures there's compliance somewhat, and it's better than when the taxes are high and people try to avoid the taxes. So
yeah, sometimes when taxes are low, people would want to comply. If taxes are high, people want to find ways and means to avoid the payment of taxes. Okay, and that's where the challenge is. But let's see. It's only 4 hours away, and this morning we'll be starting the conversation right here on the Super Morning Show. We'll find out what the finance minister would tell all of us. Would we see some of these taxes, being reviewed downwards or upwards?
Yeah, and whether or not they are going to cut down on spending.
Well, get on to X, use the hashtag JoySMS. Tell us what your thoughts are. You can also join us on WhatsApp 055-1111-997. Tell us your expectations. Now time for the Joy Business Report with Darryl Kwao and the team.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, fuel prices may fall beginning tomorrow, November 16, but that could be thwarted by the recent depreciation of the cedi. Also coming up, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta to announce new measures aimed at growing the economy and possible review in taxes as he presents the 2024 budget in Parliament today. Plus, Food and Beverages Association urges government to address rigidities in the processing, manufacturing and agricultural sectors. Details coming up. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for being with us. Hello to our friends listening from Kofi Radio and KTU Radio. It's budget day today. We'll bring you more stories on that. First, though, we're taking a look at fuel prices, which we expect to go down beginning tomorrow, November 16. However, that could be thwarted by the recent depreciation of the cedi during the last few weeks. Now, according to the Institute for Energy Security, it's just ended first pricing window. The Ghana cedi depreciated by 0.86% and 1.32% respectively in the second pricing window for October 2023. Presently, petrol is going for 12 cedis, 89 pesos on the average, whilst diesel is selling at 13 cedis, 10 pesos. We'll keep our eyes on that for you, see how that plays out as we go into tomorrow. But today, the rollout of policy measures to expand the economy, support for the private sector, and the review in tax measures will feature highly in the budget presentation. These issues are the key actions Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta will touch on as he appears before Parliament today to present the budget. Here's George Afil with more.
One thing is clear. What the Finance Minister will present today will be guided by the IMF program. It seeks to reduce Ghana's rising debt stock and mobilize more revenue. Now, signing up to the IMF program comes with some measures that should aid in the release of fresh disbursement by the fund to Ghana, subject to meeting some of these targets. One of them is taking some practical actions to mobilize more revenue. This would therefore see the Finance Minister review government's tax measures in the 2024 budget. The macro and economic targets will also be reviewed in line with the IMF program. Government is hoping to use the Growth and Prosperity Program to support and aid in the expansion of the private sector for next year. There will also be more update on the fiscal numbers ending this year and how they are planning to sustain the recovery of the economy going into next year. We also understand that the Finance Minister would not be announcing those massive projects associated with an election year. According to government, they would rather be looking at completing the existing projects before their second term comes to an end. The minister is also expected to announce some extra measures that will help contain expenditure. Many looking at the proposed tax reviews that the minister will announce, it looks like the push by businesses for government to scrap some of the taxes might not be realized.
Well, that was George Afil with that report. Economist Professor Butexin is urging the government to use the 2024 budget to maintain economic recovery being witnessed in the country by reviewing some taxes to support the private sector to expand. He believes this is the surest way to sustain the current economic trajectory. Already, the business community is asking for a reduction in taxes as well as a congenial environment to operate. Now, speaking to Joy Business, Professor Texan said the budget must inspire hope for the private sector.
We need to provide support to the private sector. And I expect this budget to announce a new lease for the private sector, saying they should be the focus of all agenda that we have towards growth. And as we speak, we know the business environment, the cost of doing business in this country, the taxes are a lot. And these are the sort of things that we hear the finance minister announce. I expect also that during an election year and under a fund program, the fund will keep the edge up on the government's financing of election promises and what we call the manifesto promises. I expect that there will be a tap on that. There is no reason why we need to sacrifice the recovery that we've made so far ever since we went to the fund for support last year.
You heard economist Professor Ebu Texen. Now, the Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana is urging government not to sacrifice microeconomic policies which form the basis for the economy as it heads towards reviving the economy next year. According to its chief executive, Robert Jatto, players in the micro sector, which forms majority of the real economy, need some support in order to enhance growth. He spoke to Joy Business ahead of the budget presentation by the finance minister.
Our expectation of the budget is that any economic policy of government must be important to our industry because the banking industry is a catalyst for economic development. So we'll pay attention to the budget very carefully. But we certainly expect certainty that the macroeconomic indicators will trend in the right direction. But whilst we are keen on seeing the macro, we shouldn't sacrifice the micro, which is the real business, is the real economy. So we expect some policies that will support the real economy. But most importantly, the certainty that we all need to be able to plan, because our stakeholders and banks need to strategize and need to be able to have the certainty to operate.
You heard Robert Jatto, who is Chief Executive of the Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana. Executive Chairman of the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, John Awuni, has called on government to address rigidities in the processing, manufacturing and agriculture sectors in the 2024 budget. According to him, government must put in place enhanced mechanisms to improve irrigation and the processing of produce to increase production and reduce prices for the consumer. He spoke to Joy Business at the pre-budget dialogue series organized by the University of Professional Studies, Accra.
A country that has no control over its water resource in terms of its food supply is a country that is at a great threat for food insecurity. So clearly the government must look at how we can be able to enhance our water resources, improve our irrigation system, even if it has to do with boreholes here and there and all that. And that is very, very good that the government earlier on talked about the one village, one dam thing. It is something that has to really be looked at again and be enforced and ensure that our irrigation system is well improved upon. Then again, the rigidities in the area of processing. Processing is a very major factor in our agricultural process. So if you go and produce a product and then it is not well processed. For instance, in this country, we deal with long grain rice. So if you don't have good quality processing machines that will be able to process the rice, separate the broken rice from the long grain, and then grade it well.
That was Executive Chairman of the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, John Awuni. Chief Economist and Head of Economic Research Department at the Development Bank Ghana DBG, Dr. Kwabena Opunifempong, says the Ghana Commodity Exchange needs massive reform to ensure food security. According to him, the Commodity Exchange needs to become an aggregator in the agri sector to not only provide inputs and materials necessary to facilitate the farmers' work, but to collect all produce during harvest. He made this known to Joy Business after presenting the findings of the bank's multi-stakeholder value chain workshops held across the country.
Frankly speaking, I think that GCX should be the center of everything that we do in agriculture. If we really want to reduce the volatility, in prices, at some points, some work that we did earlier, maize prices can triple, from by 300% within the period of harvesting, the lean season. This is totally unacceptable. That establishing GCX or maybe some regulation within the law. One would be to work with the Ministry of Agriculture to look at all the aggregators, that we have within the agriculture ecosystem. And here what I mean is that these aggregators would have to be registered and would have to be certified, as real aggregators that, GCS can work with.
Chief Economist, Head of Economic Research at the Development Bank Ghana, Dr. Kwabena Opunifempong. Now, sports gaming company BetPower has reiterated its commitment to support Ghana's sports economy. Speaking to Joy Business at a ceremony to award a check of 6 million cedis to Fuseni, the biggest winner ever on the BetPower Africa platform, country marketing manager Joseph Bedu said BetPower Ghana will support the development of sports in the country whilst empowering the youth.
So for me, this whole event was just to let people understand that it's not a fluke, it's not a lie. That when we say that you can actually bet small and win big, we live by the promise. And then also on top of that, to reassure people that when you win whatever amount, Bet Power has the capability to actually pay you those winnings. I think in Africa, this is one of the biggest winnings from Aviator game. Nobody has ever won this kind of money before. I mean, as I said, it's a comprehensive betting company. So we do sports betting and we also do all these casino and virtual games. So yeah, absolutely. We are still interested in sports.
Football.
Yes.
All right. Country marketing manager Joseph Bedu, that's of BetPower Ghana. And there you go. Fuseni, the biggest winner, won 6 million cedis whilst playing the Aviator game on the BetPower Africa platform. Well, so small businesses are going to listen keenly to what the finance minister has to say today about government's plans for the SME sector. The Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs, for instance, has criticized the Youth Start program announced in the previous budget because it is yet to fully materialize. While on the Joy Business Van today, we hear about some of the struggles entrepreneurs like Dr. Kwamna Hassan are facing. He's CEO of From Home Food Processing and Packaging Company, which is introducing onto the Ghanaian market baby cereals made right here in Ghana.
As a beginner, it's not easy. You need a financial cushion. All this while is being myself. Everything from machinery to so financing of this project is huge, and we need people to come together to partner with us. You can't do all this by yourself. So that is one challenge. Two is marketing. And the Ghanaian market, it takes time for them to accept a new product. But I can say we've done well over the year, because for a new product to get such a feedback is awesome. And the challenge again is acceptability. Apart from being a new product, some mothers are reluctant. It's like, let me try and see. I'm used to this, but let me try and see. So sometimes you need to convince them a lot, but then they try and they come back for more. So I would say these three: financing, marketing, and acceptability somewhere.
That was Dr. Kwamna Hassan, CEO of From Home Food Processing and Packaging Company. I don't know how the presentation is going to go, but if we have time, definitely we'll bring you the Joy Business Van at 1 p.m. right after the Joy Business Report, 5 p.m. on Business Live on the Joy News channel. And as we conclude this morning, your commodity market update: crude oil selling at $82 a barrel. Gold went up by almost $3 to open trading at $1,967 an ounce. Cocoa lost $80. It's back to the $3,984 a ton. There you go. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. And it's back to Winston and the team with more of the Super Morning Show.
Thank you very, very much, Akwafu, Darrell Kwao. We're waiting patiently
waiting
for the finance minister.
If there's going to be
he
any
needs to
surprise
give
in
me
there.
a good birthday present, because tomorrow is my birthday.
Oh, wow.
I don't want to hear anything that would jeopardize the birthday.
Of course. Where's the birthday party again?
Oh, I told you the last time.
Oh, please.
It's going to happen right here.
Right here? Yeah.
Anyway,
we'll come prepared.
Let's go for our inspirational song for today. It's brought to us by Duraplast Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC and HDPE pipes and water tank, the only water storage tank with a level indicator. Where Duraplast goes, water floats. And it's African medley. That's our inspirational song. For today, good morning, Mr. Aqua.
Good morning, boss.
How are you doing?
Oh, we are surviving.
Waiting for the budget?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I'm not mindful of what has happened in the last couple of years. I'm not so hopeful, but I just do not want the situation to be worsened by any terrible fiscal and monetary policies. You understand what I'm trying to say? So the expectation is that if you cannot improve the system drastically, my friend used to say, if you cannot do the outstanding things, do the ordinary things. Maintain the ordinary things. Don't worsen the situation. So what would make us ride nicely into the new year? No needless expenditure. No attempt to embark on any useless election-related thing that becomes a further burden on us. And now we have to now go and look for money, do all these painful things to get back on the right path. Because your colleagues are really riding the storm very well. But it appears that we are still crawling. I want the systems that would make it possible for us to get back to the days where we're having single-digit inflation, which would mean that from drugs, yesterday I had to buy some drug. I was so disappointed. Drugs that I used to buy at, was it 120 something? It's almost 400 cedi.
Oh, yeah. So I think I know that drug.
Yeah,
yes, I have decided to use my insurance to buy it.
No.
Look, I mean, it used to be at 112, 120 cities.
It doesn't make sense
now
bit.
It's 476.
Yeah. So when you hear the inflation has come down, when I check in that basket, my drug is not part of that particular consideration. Because the change I've seen on that space alone is very huge.
Not all the cards may also cover the cost of such drugs, Winston.
No, but I'm looking for we returning to the times where even if you're not doing extraordinary things in the economy, we will not be weathering storms. We will not be having high inflation, high interest rates, and all of these other things that makes it difficult for us to survive, compounded with unreasonable taxation regime. So those are my basic expectations. I'm not expecting any big thing because really, yeah.
I don't know what to expect because, we talked about cut expenditure. We still have how many
for 2 years running
ministers? So just no new taxes for me.
Well, if what the minority is saying is anything to go by, if it's true, well, then it means we're going to engage in enforcement, compliance, or would have to increase. I don't know which other way you want to do that. If the minister says, what the minority says is the situation where we need to raise an additional 12 billion Ghana cedis.
Oh yes, I've heard
John Jinapo making that point. If that is the case, you ask yourself, how do you intend to achieve that?
I've seen on 2 different occasions government saying the opposite. When the minority had indicated they are going to increase taxes, then the minister comes and says there are no attempts to increase taxes. I'm just hoping this will be the third time he will do so, because you're just going to worsen the system. And in all fairness, people are choking. You're basically strangulating businesses
are failing.
Yes, I have come here and brought you the products that babies and people consume in this country with no alternatives anyway, which have more than 100% increase in prices, right from the taxes at the port straight to other things they are doing. So how do they operate anyway?
We'll talk about
how do
this.
they make the money that you further tax?
That's the thing. Unless you want to totally collapse them.
And I'm saying, if you can't do extraordinary things, please don't collapse business too.
Do the ordinary things.
Yes.
Let's get into our Drive Safe campaign.
It is brought to us by Joy News and Multimedia Group, supported by Toyota Superior Quality. Here's our tip this morning. Cuts out distractions. A distraction is any activity that diverts your attention from the task of driving. Driving deserves your full attention, so please stay focused on the driving task. That's how to stay safe. So please drive safe wherever you're going today.
Now time for us to learn how to say it right, brought to us by Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks, and Societe Generale Bank Ghana, the future is you.
Something must be done.
And today's word is a very simple one. I want us to learn how to say it right. Okay. EFFORT.
Start.
Effort and not effort.
That's what I hear it from Harvey too.
Okay. So if you want to say it right, it's effort. efforts and not effort, as we want to say it.
How do you say it?
Effort. Effort.
Raymond,
So I don't know which role does it play. There are 4 parts, and what role does it play?
So yesterday,
yes.
You see, because you've seen fought, you think that and that's
fought,
and that's why I keep telling you that the English phonetic system is illogical. Don't always assume.
So same with country, just like you were.
Just like I said yes,
Yeah.
and that's why I decided to bring this one.
So now I say nation.
Anyway, now that you know how to say it, as for Raymond, we'll have special classes for him, and that's how you say it right. I tell you what, the man who taught us this years ago, Professor K.E. Youngson, would tell us those days that you see, all of you, overgeneralization or not generalization. That's what you do, generalization. Because you see one thing, then you generalize.
Because
anyway,
let's use the same rules.
Mm-hmm. Let's get into the newspaper review brought to us by Syntex Tank, Air Strong, Air Tough, and My Way, a simple life insurance by My Life and MTN Momo. Dial *165# on MTN to join My Way today. And Royal Cozy Hills Hotel, Japa, Dubai, your ultimate destination for luxury and adventure.
We're still sending Ray to experience it.
We'll send him. But before we get into the papers, 2 years ago, they all lost their jobs. I want to tell you something. 2 years ago, they all lost their jobs when the finance minister announced the abolition of road tolls. And I'm sure you get it right now. The government promised to reassign all of them, but many of them remain unemployed. Some persons with disabilities who were toll booth workers passed the night at the Roads Ministry on the 2nd anniversary of their dismissal. Fighting off mosquitoes, Evelyn Gadri and Mohammed Ramat Rashad told Joy News Features editor Jojo Kwabna that they would rather die in front of the Roads Ministry than idle at home. Let's listen.
Why won't you go home? Why are you here?
Yeah, I'm waiting for my salary because the minister said he will pay us until the door will be open. So we are here. This week is 2 years. 2 years now since the door.
You've not received any salary?
No, so for now, we are waiting for our salary. The work there, we know whether it will come or not, we don't know. So for now, we need our money to find something to do. That's all what we want. It's not easy. It's not easy. The pressure that is on us.
But there are mosquitoes here.
It's not easy, cry at all. I prefer to sleep here than get into the house. Because the pressure is too much on me. My children and the family members, now we don't have any respect in our families because of the work that they took from us. So I prefer sleeping here than going to the house. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy for me. For me, party, it's not easy for me. For me, party, it's not easy for me, cry. It's not easy.
So when you came, what did they tell you?
We didn't see the minister. They said he is going to caucus meetings. Caucus meeting. So we said we will wait for him. So we thought we can sleep at the veranda. They said no, we should come out. They thought they are sacking us. They said we should go, and we said we will not go. They will sleep here until we will get a good news from them.
We are here to demand for the arrears that the ministry said they will pay us until we are reinstated, and secondly the reinstatement, that's the reassignment of the job where they will take us to. But for the reassignment of the job, before they told us that they will send us to Azui. Up to now, we've not heard anything. But we've realized that what they are doing is they are choosing their political ones and they are taking them. As I'm talking to you, some of our members, but they are not persons living with disability, they are working. They also work at the toll station, but now they are working at Azowi. So we've seen that the ministry doesn't want to help with the work. Most of us, we've acquired skills, and they told us that they will pay us until they reassign us. That payment, they can establish the persons living with disability who have skills among us. So we want them to establish us the job if it comes, and we'll get the chance to work there. We don't have problem. But for now, what we are asking is for they should give us the arrears so that we'll go and establish ourselves and stop coming here. That is the main reason why we are here. Up to now, we are not asleep.
All right, so that's the plight of persons with disability who were promised jobs but now have to stay at home, have nothing to do 2 years after the promise. Raymond.
That they believe the promise is what shocks me. Yeah,
I mean, what could they have done?
Yeah, of course they were being sacked, but let's get it straight that this was not just a job for them. This was a safety net for a very specialized group of people that ordinarily struggles to get the ordinary jobs. So let's make it possible to make sure that they can also survive, rather than saying that stay home, we'll give you LEAP or any of the other beneficiaries that are supposed to put these people on. But which state, really, which proper state, in the age of inclusivity and all the wonderful things about participation, about supporting the vulnerable in the society, would remove them from jobs, make that erratic decision on the back of e-levy? Let's not get it wrong. This is because of e-levy that we said we're going to collapse these places. On the back of that terrible decision, e-levy. Then after removing them, this promise, and we had it very clear. In fact, they were directed, go, there are jobs waiting for you. You are going to do. We are just changing your positioning. In fact, there are some people who even saying that they're going to get better jobs. But some of us were skeptical because we know this is the Republic of Ghana, that we do things anyhow. But if 2 years, nobody is bothering to ask how have they fed their families, how have they played their roles in society. So we, merely because they are differently abled, we do not think we have to find use for them. What kind of progressive society is this?
I remember a Deputy Employment Minister, Bright Rekobrobe, issuing a statement and saying that they were engaging and that they were going to develop modules of employment for them. and on a day like this, we want to ask, where are we with that? Because, you can't just come and talk and leave it there.
And he said they had to separate the ordinary people from the politically connected. That's why everybody rushes into politics in this part of our world.
Guys, let's get into the headlines before we go for the online news review.
Well, the Ghanaian Times is reporting this morning, government secures new funding source for La General Hospital construction, and that's what the minister is saying when he was asked to come to Parliament.
Can they just get down to doing the work?
Yeah, because we know of the
Right
news
now,
source.
there's
We have
nothing
mentioned
happening.
in times past. This sounds like a very old headline anyway. At the Creation Africa Ghana launch, government committed to supporting creative industry to create wealth. That's the president speaking. And through, say, funerals and other very important events which will be promoted, as has been said before. 2024 budget, growth strategy to impact youth. And there's a story about West Blue Ghana suing AGGRA over termination of 289 million contracts. The good news, which most of you will be interested in, is that Labadi Beach Hotel is actually paid 25 million dividend or declared it to SNIT. And this, of course,
They've been very consistent with this.
Yes, apparently earlier in the year too, they are paid 10 million for the 2021 year. Maybe an indication that if we support it properly, we don't need to pretend that it is not in the right shape to sell. Recently there has been concerns about whether or not the lands are being given out to people who are politically connected. In fact, Labadi's response is Labadi's response is that we are taking them on and we will make sure that that's settled. But this is good news, which should be good news if all state-owned enterprises, because SNIT is the sole shareholder of Labadi, do the same thing. The expectation is that companies will thrive. So others should learn.
That's why it's painful when somebody takes something that belongs to them away from them. All right, the Daily Guide newspaper, Nana defends reparation claims. The West Blue story is also here. But some African leaders, it's not just our president, it's a number of African leaders who are participating in this reparations conference.
Okay. What else we have, Raymond? We have the.
Oh yes, the FINA is reporting this morning. Mamavi just mentioned reparations. I don't think it's worth repeating. Jadek and Rockshore present MRE report to Nanado. Bauxite deposits increase in Ninanin from estimated 250 to 375 million metric tons in Block B. Public sector workers to enjoy 25% base pay rise. They were asking for 75% anyway. And Community 5 land acquired in 1984 is not earmarked as a football park. This is TDC. There is Samira talking about inclusion of women in climate fight at Harvard University. Samira is the vice president's wife.
Anyway, let's get to our online news review brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy.
Now, let me bring you some wonderful news you should know. If you are traveling from Accra to Lagos or from Lagos to Accra and you are in need of a reliable airline to take you to your destination, then fly with Ibom Air. This one, no say it where I can correct it. If you are flying twice, daily direct from Accra to Lagos and from Lagos to Accra, Ibom Air assures you of a unique travel experience and unrivaled customer service on board all of its flights. Book your Ibom Air ticket at ibomair.com and pay your ticket via Zenith Bank Ghana's point of sale terminals at Ibom Air's ticketing office. For an unforgettable travel experience, choose Ibom Air. For further information, just call this number 020-2325-226 or 0303-957033. You can also visit ibomair.com or the Ibom Air office at Nesta Square Airport. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Daily Direct.
Now, myjournalline.com, we elected Bawumia because he has greater competence to reposition the economy. Che Mensa Bonsu. Why are you looking at me, Raymond Akwa? And inflation slows to 35.2%. Here are 20 items that recorded price changes above 50% in October 2023. You can check that on myjournalline.com, citynewsroom.com. Ken Crunchy wants case challenging Mahama's presidential ambition prosecuted? Okay. And on CNN this morning, it says Israel launches targeted military operation inside Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital. Wow. Let's now go for the BBC News, brought to us by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us, an Old Mutual 10 years of greatness in Ghana, here for a lifetime.
Wake up. Good morning. Good morning.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
This is a special security announcement. Trelidor, Africa's strongest burglar proofing, announces big discounts on all sliding security barriers, roller shutters, and clear guards to protect homes and offices from criminals. Trelidor is fighting rising prices by offering big savings and lower prices. Be safe, secure your premises. Google Trelidor or call 0561 24 24 24. Trelidor, Africa's strongest burglar proofing.
Hi, my name is Nanama McBrown, and I want to encourage you to dial *165# on MTN to join the My Way family. My Way provides you and a selected family member a cover against death. As a policyholder, you will also have a cover against total permanent disability and hospitalization should you be hospitalized for more than 2 nights. Dial *165# and join the family. Sanya My Way, Kasa no way.
Sanya My Way, Kasa no way. My Way is a product of My Life and MTN Momo. Terms and conditions apply.
The search for a distinctive university to attend is now over. I introduce you to Heritage Christian College, located at Amasaman behind the Olympic Stadium, affiliated to KNUST and UCC, and accredited by the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission.
The university offers Bachelor of Business Administration programs with options in accounting with computing, marketing, accounting, human resource management, business information technology management, entrepreneurship and technology innovation, Bachelor of Science courses in information technology and information security, nursing, and a Bachelor of Theology. We offer student entrepreneurship training with financial support.
The entry qualifications include WASI, SSCE, GBCE, HND, and diploma in relevant fields. Mature entrants can also come if they are 25 years and above.
We also offer 12-month Master of Science programs in accounting and taxation, accounting and finance, and human resource management.
Contact us on 0547 777 731.
Heritage Christian College, a university educating compassionate entrepreneurial leaders.
Chalet inside Macadie, drama, wow! The movie lovers always get some story to share, and the Premier League lovers too, they like complain. Hey, VAR, it go over you.
Hey, this one dear, it's like you're talking about me. The DSTV movie channels always they over me.
This festive season, it go over you even more on DSTV. Sports are sports, movies and swap movies, kids channels are kids channels, and if you happen to be out this festive period, the DSTV stream go meet you there. Dial *759# to reconnect or stay connected and unbox the entertainment this festive season. DSTV, it's your moment. Come on, everybody, put your hands together. It's got to get better. All over the
Hello and welcome to Newsday on the BBC World Service with James Cocknell and Victoria Uwamhunda. Thank you for your company.
Israel has consistently accused Hamas of using hospitals and their occupants as shields to protect their military operations. Now they have acted, launching an attack on the Al-Shifa hospital in the north of the Gaza Strip.
Unfortunately, Hamas uses their own people as human shields, preventing them from leaving this hospital because they know that they protect them by their presence there.
We'll also look at the wider humanitarian situation, including the precarious food supply.
San Francisco is about to host a superpower summit with US President Joe Biden and the Chinese leader Xi Jinping, due to meet at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit.
And we'll look at the life expectancy gap between men and women in the US. That and more, but first, the latest world news.
This is Danielle Yawowiecka with the BBC News. Hello. The Israeli army is raiding part of the largest hospital in the Gaza Strip. The military described the operation at Al-Shifa as precise and targeted against Hamas. An eyewitness told the BBC he'd seen tanks inside the hospital grounds and more than 100 soldiers entering the main emergency department. More details from Yolande Nell.
There was also someone from the Hamas-run health ministry who said that Israeli forces had gone down into the basement of the hospital. This, of course, is where Israel has been saying consistently that it believes that Hamas has an underground tunnel complex it's been using, as well as some of the buildings of the hospital, it says, as a kind of command and control center. That is denied by Hamas, but also by the medics who work at the hospital. Yesterday, interestingly, the US, for the first time, time came out and said that it had its own intelligence sources corroborating those claims from the Israelis. We haven't seen any sort of visual proof up to now.
The leaders of China and the United States are in San Francisco for their first face-to-face talks in a year. President Biden said he hoped his meeting with Xi Jinping would help to put relations back on a normal course. Sarah Smith reports.
Mr. Biden's modest hope is to restore communications between Chinese and American officials, particularly military personnel, so that they can, as he says, pick up the phone and talk to one another if there is a crisis, so that misunderstandings don't accidentally spiral into conflict. On the agenda will be everything from the wars in Gaza and Ukraine — America wants China to keep out of both — as well as disputes over Taiwan, trade, and the US ban on exporting certain technology to China. Consensus is very unlikely. Agreeing to disagree peacefully is the goal.
Britain's Supreme Court will rule later today on whether the government's plan to send some asylum seekers to Rwanda is lawful. Earlier this year, a lower court decided the policy was legal in principle. Rob Watson has more details.
This will be a big moment both legally and politically. Earlier this year, Britain's appeals court ruled while the policy might be lawful in principle, there was a risk Rwanda might send asylum seekers back to their home countries, where they might suffer inhumane treatment in violation of the European Convention on Human Rights. The government is hoping the Supreme Court decides it is safe for asylum seekers to be sent to Rwanda, and that such deportations, probably early next year, would prove politically popular.
The United States says it will resume deliveries of food aid across Ethiopia in December, 6 months after they were suspended. The US International Development Agency said significant reforms would ensure that the supplies reach those who needed it most. Millions of Ethiopians face food shortages. BBC News. Rescuers in northern India, who are attempting to free dozens of construction workers from a collapsed road tunnel, have sent for more equipment from Delhi. A plan to drive a metal pipe through the rubble to reach the men has been blocked by heavy rocks. Their ordeal is now on its 4th day. It had been hoped they would be released by Wednesday. A new study says climate change is severely damaging human health, which will continue to worsen as temperatures rise. The Lancet Countdown report was put together by more than 100 experts from around the world. Tulip Mazumda reports.
This annual report is described as a stocktake of how our warming world is impacting our health. It found that heat-related deaths in people aged over 65 increased by 85% between 2013 and 2022 compared to the late 90s. That's more than twice the increase that would have been expected if the climate hadn't changed. The report calls for a significant acceleration in the world's transition away from what it calls health-harming fossil fuels and condemns governments, companies and banks for continuing to invest in oil and gas.
The UK's state-funded National Health Service says cervical cancer will be eliminated in England by the end of the next decade. But its chief executive says more must be done to improve rates of vaccination and screening. About 2,500 women are diagnosed with cervical cancer each year in England. The Australasian crested grebe, the Pū Teki Teki, has been voted New Zealand's Bird of the Century. The annual poll, usually called Bird of the Year, is run by a conservation group to raise awareness of the country's native species. The latest ballot received a record number of votes after a US-based comedian John Oliver launched a worldwide campaign for the Pū Teki Teki. He described them as weird creatures with colourful mullets. BBC News.
Smile! Fidelity Bank has got you covered. We are offering personal loans of up to 450,000 Ghana cedis for salaried workers with 2 months repayment holiday. No gimmicks. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and smile. We'll even take on your existing loans with your bank and help you live your financial dreams with discounted processing fees from now till 31st December 2023. Buy that car, take that holiday, or get a Fidelity Bank mortgage and smile with our fixed sum monthly repayment and fixed interest rate. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and smile. Switch and smile with Fidelity Bank. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us. Terms and conditions apply.
Big
surprises at Batmat. It's the big sale. And for the first time, big discounts on all product families till the end of the year. Big deals on tiles, lights, sanitary ware, and many more. It's the biggest sale of the year. Yes, you heard right. Big discounts up to 70% off. Visit our showroom at the North Industrial Area next to the Winners Chapel, Ghana. Don't miss out. Batmat. Welcome home.
For over 10 years, Old Mutual has been touching lives in Ghana. Whether you're a trader or a student, an entrepreneur or an employer, or nearing your retirement, we have the right financial solutions tailored just for you. Contact Old Mutual on 030-7000-600 or visit our website on oldmutual.com.gh to learn more. And let's realize your financial freedom together. 10 years of greatness, here for a lifetime. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
Mami loan no, NIB loan no. When you need a personal loan, you need a bank that you can trust. A bank with the best possible rate and the process easy and stress-free. That's National Investment Bank, NIB. You know what I mean? NIB, NIB. We help with your financial needs. NIB, NIB. We have a variety of personal loans. NIB, NIB.
Visit the nearest NIB branch for your personal loans today. You can call 0302-428-500 or call toll free on 0800-007-777. Your CIMG award-winning bank with over 60 years of banking is here to empower your dreams every step of the way.
NIB. We have a variety of personal loans.
NIB. Your business is our business. Terms and conditions apply.
NIB, NIB.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
you love this one, Raymond. This one by
yes,
Joyce
yes,
Blessing.
yeah. I mean, it's a very wonderful one.
I like the
Jualaka. I was about to say that that's the part I identify as extremely wonderful, really. Yeah, because the old man has a very wonderful voice, and it gives it a very different flavor. This is the kind of music they should be playing in Ghana. Yeah.
Anyway, today, look, we are looking forward to the presentation of the 2024 budget.
We are?
We are.
I see.
We are because, look, this is the reason it's very important. This is the first budget after the approval of our IMF program. This is the last budget of the Akufo-Addo administration. Yes, last budget.
Okay, because the next one, even though they'll present the next one,
expenditure in advance, up to March. But this is the last budget of the Akufo-Addo administration, and this is the budget before the budget for election 2024.
That's true.
That year. So you ask yourself very simple questions: what will be contained in this budget? We know that in the mid-year review, expenditure was reduced from 205 billion to 189 billion. We know that revenue was also reduced from 143 to 134 billion. But if you look at the expenditure, Raymond, one thing that is in there is that even though we're reducing expenditure largely because of petroleum sales, we increased domestic revenue. Even though we're reducing the revenue because of a slowdown in petroleum sales, we increased domestic revenue from 99 billion to 102 billion. And according to the finance minister, based on the performance of the first half of the year, we could do that. Now, in 2024, is anything going to change? And over the period, we have consistently, minus COVID year 2020, increased revenue generation and expenditure. So if we're going to increase revenue, from where
are we getting that revenue?
Is it a case of enforcement and compliance with, as the payment of taxes? And the look on your face says it all. Because we've not been very good with enforcement. We've not very good with ensuring compliance. So, what is going to happen? Indirect taxes, as we've been doing over the period, and can we stand this? I want to, and that's why for me it's very important. I want to know what else we're bringing this time around.
It would not shock you. Our playbook has been predominantly to make sure that we have taxes in play. Our playbook has been to force the people already paying taxes to pay more. And we'll find ingenious ways to actually make it. So this conversation we have all the time about expanding the tax net, it never happens really, truly. We just don't care about that very much. And that sector, that informal sector, the informal sector that we believe so much will be the sector that should be included in that, what they call it, direct tax payment system. We always skip them. We are always unable to do that because deep in the minds of the people, they do not feel, and that's a point we should address properly. The Metropolitan Archbishop of Accra said something, and I'm quoting him directly because that quote is important. He said, a component to building a country is the people's taxes. Yes, we are to pay taxes for national development, but they are not for private pockets. I think that generally we have had a conversation with our people that the taxes that we are taking, first and foremost, should go into national development, but people don't believe that it will go into national development. In fact, what they believe is going to happen is that people put in their personal pockets. So people are very hesitant in agreeing to that taxation system that works out properly. But I will be so shocked that after having a medium-term revenue strategy, which says that from 2024 to 2027, our plan is not merely to increase taxes, but to rationalize the space and make it reasonable. And we have detailed what we're going to do for these years. Then we end up in the first year increasing taxes and not necessarily improving the system that we have in place. When we do that, what we are doing is suffocating a certain group that's already suffering. It's compounding the suffering of the businesses who are supposed to generate the productivity that you are going to tax. So at the end of the day, we always have ourselves in a deep corner. they cannot produce more because they cannot employ more. They cannot employ more, and Ghanaians continue with their unemployment cycle. Ghanaian employment, if you take our government, has been the private sector.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that this budget is not a usual budget. For the first time, and I've been saying, don't purport you are going to do extraordinary things. Please stay with the ordinary things. Just make sure you're floating nicely. Don't have any fanciful ideas going into the next year, because an election year, the tendency for us to do projects so that people will see the project, so that we can spend out of that and do the usual procurement and worsen our current fiscal state is high. Please, we beg you, do not proceed in that path, because when you do so, we are going to suffer 2-3 years down the line again.
Okay. Well, so join us this morning. Tell us what your thoughts are. Join us on X. Use the hashtag JoySMS. What are your own expectations? You can also join us on WhatsApp 055-1111-997.
Now, a poorly maintained car engine can age faster. That's why we offer specially formulated quartz engine oil with age resistance technology. It's a breakthrough innovation that ensures optimal performance for your engine and improves protection against mechanical wear by up to 74%, even at extreme temperatures and pressure. Choosing quartz from Total Energies is choosing the engine oil that keeps your engine running efficiently and effectively. Quartz, keep your engine younger for longer.
I never imagined a place that is in sync with your lifestyle, where the pride of ownership is obvious, where you can walk the tree-lined streets with a charming and established feel, a place where you can leave the keys at home and hit the pavements to walk to the market, shopping mall, restaurants, parks, and other amenities, a place with great nightlife and entertainment, a place so safe and secure you get a sense of calm and ease, fostering a family-friendly neighborhood. And also serene that you can live a meaningful life and yet hope for so much more. That is Lakeside Hills. Complete payment by 31st December 2023 and get up to 10% discount on 2, 3 or 4 bedroom homes this festive season at Lakeside Hills. An offer is valid till the 31st of December 2023. For more information, call 0204775042 or 0501-418-622 or 0204775040 or visit lakesideestates.com. Life is beautiful at Lakeside Hills. Lakeside Hills, where you can live your best life. Terms and conditions apply.
Now there's big surprise at Batimat, and they've launched the first big sale. All the products in the showroom are up to 70% off from now to the end of the year. That is 20%, 25%, 30%, 40%, 50%, and going up to 70% on several products. This is great news for anyone with a renovation or construction project, Winston. Yes, our products range from tiles, sanitary wares, and electricals, and also lighting, waterproofing, and construction chemicals, and many more. It's the biggest sale of the year. Visit our showroom at the North Industrial Area next to Winners Chapel, Ghana, close to ECG Avenue, and call us on this number 0544 314 553. Don't miss out. Batimat, you're certainly welcome home.
And of course, Toyota has unveiled an irresistible offer. So for a limited time only, they are offering huge price discounts on an exceptional range of vehicles, including the sleek Belter, the stylish Corolla Cross, the dynamic RAV4, and the robust Hilux. And that's not all. When you make the decision to acquire any of these incredible vehicles, Toyota will reward you with an entire year of complimentary servicing. And this golden opportunity won't be around forever, so pay a visit to any of their showrooms located in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Tamale, Takwa, and Takrady. And you can also reach them on 0302910204. Credit purchase is also available through special arrangement with their finance partners. Toyota, superior quality.
Now, Republic Bank, your master of mortgages, right, has gone even lower, offering you ultra low interest rates on all of its CD mortgage products. If you're planning to own, build, or improve your home, now is the perfect time to do so. Take advantage of this window of opportunity. Call our mortgage hub and speak to a specialist. The number you should call is 054 010 9901 or send an email to myhome@republicbankghana.com. This offer is valid until the 31st of January 2024. Terms and conditions apply. Republic Bank, we are the one for you.
And escape to the Royal Cozy Hills Hotel, Drapa, Dubai this Christmas season. Now you've seen the rest. It's time for you to see the best. Take a break from work this Christmas and take a break from the South. You see, a lot of times we say we are tired of the South. Please take a break from the South, okay? Let's escape to the North. And as we go to the North, let's go to the Upper West region. Let's go to Drapa, to be precise. Let's go to the Royal Cozy Hills Hotel. Now, that's the place to relax, rewind, and be re-energized this Christmas holiday. And that's what awaits you when you go there, okay? You have an unforgettable safari experience, an amazing array of wildlife, including lions, hippopotamus, zebras, ostriches, amongst others, using a spacious and well-secured game tour vehicles or squad bikes, like that one. Water sports such as jet skiing, boat or canoe rides, and there are various family games to keep you and your families excited every day. Great tourist attractions in the Upper West region, including the Mushroom Rock and Slave Caves, Royal Cozy Hills Safari Resort, your ultimate destination for luxury and adventure. Please call. Please write these numbers down, okay? Let me take my time and mention it because I want you to take advantage of this. 0501 694280. 0501 694280 or 0248 844463 for reservations or further enquiries.
Now, Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, your number one supplier of quality office essentials, equipment, and also furniture at affordable prices, has introduced an online store for your shopping convenience. This means, Winston, you can now shop by simply logging on to the kingdomstoreonline.com without physically coming to any of their branches.
Fantastic.
I mean, see, this is hassle-free.
I tell you.
You stay home, no traffic, no difficulty, no struggling, no, I could not turn left, I could not turn right. This means you can now shop by simply logging on to that particular website, kingdomstoreonline.com, and they'll arrange delivery to your homes and offices within a reasonable time. They also offer free delivery within Accra and Tema, and accept payment via Momo too. This across all the networks you have. Terms and conditions, however, apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are our hallmark.
And Societe Generale, your secured and trusted partner, is celebrating 20 years in Ghana. Hooray! And this significant milestone wouldn't have been possible but for you, their loyal customer. So this anniversary is dedicated to you. It's been a journey of triumphs, successes, and innovative financial solutions crafted to give you, your family, and business the best outcomes. Always, our partnership with you has seen you and your families grow, your business and institution succeed, and many dreams come true. Today, we're celebrating 20 years with you. Societe Generale, the future is you.
I know a school that's better than UCC. People cannot say anything. Now, Heritage Christian College is a university set up to provide that missing link in tertiary education. It's affiliated to the KNUST and accredited to GTech by GTech. They offer programs, these wonderful programs. Listen, BBA programs with accounting and computing, and accounting on its own, marketing on its own, human resource management and business infotech management, BSc nursing, BSc Info Technology, and also BSc Info Security. There's also BA Theology. They are offering 12-month specialized master's degree programs in MSc Accounting and Taxation, MSc Accounting and Finance, and also Human Resource Management and MSc. Professional courses like the ICA, CIMG, CIHRM, ICM UK2, all of these courses are available. And for you distinguished media personalities, there are media short courses that I can take at Heritage Christian College. Now, the other things you should know about this university is that they are providing entrepreneurship training with financial support. One student, one laptop. One student, one laptop. Let that sink in for a second. One student, one laptop. Anyway, affordable and flexible fee structure too available. Scholarships are also available at this wonderful school. The entry qualifications are WASI, ABC, there's a GBC, there's also the HND, the diploma. Mature students over the age of 25, you automatically qualify. You just need to apply. This is how you go about it. *789 *300#. You get this and you get your online serial number. Then you can visit hcuc.edu.gh to apply. The location is Amasama. It's behind the Olympic Stadium, and the contact is 020 229-8399. The other number you should have in mind, 0547 7731. So have the other number in mind too. The website, once again, hcuc.edu.gh. Heritage Christian College, a university training compassionate entrepreneurial leaders. Yes, the one not like the ventures of this world. These are compassionate entrepreneurial leaders.
Great. So Nestle Nutrition Line will be with us tomorrow, brought to us by Nestle, which offers good food for a good life. But first, let's go for some few messages. We'll return with the Sports Center.
Doing gets you learning. Learning starts you wondering. Wondering triggers thinking. Thinking becomes planning. Planning evolves to trying. After trying, you're succeeding, winning, owning. Now, doing that starts with outdoing your limits. Outdo them all with MTN. So, what are we doing today?
Have you ever thought of the one that makes you complete? An escape from the clutches of interest charges. With the Standard Chartered Visa debit and credit cards, payments are completed at the speed of light, intertwined with interest earning accounts. You also get unbelievable rewards every time you swipe. You have access to over 1,200 airport lounges worldwide. High credit limits of up to 100,000 Ghana cedis and up to 50 days interest-free with our credit cards. You also get to enjoy full multi-trip travel insurance for 90 days. Fees discounted at your feet with our globally partnered merchant points. Bills are always settled, not battled. Get the Standard Chartered debit and credit card now. Call toll-free on 0800 740 100 or 0302 740 100 or reach us via email on feedback.ghana@sc.com. Standard Chartered, here for good.
1xBet. Big bonuses, big odds, big wins. Download 1xBet app, make a deposit, and you get 300% bonus on up to 3,445 Ghana cedis. The biggest bonus ever. 1xBet is a reliable bookmaker. So head up to 1xBet.com.gh. Register with promo code Welcome Ghana and get a huge welcome bonus on your first deposit right now. Have a chance to win. 1xBet gives you more. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for person under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
Wake up, have a great day, yeah. With nourishing cowbell premium milk and cowbell Vita Rich, nourishment for you. There's a cowbell milk for you, for you, for you. Cowbell Vita Rich and cowbell premium.
Introducing the new Cowbell Premium Milk, high in protein, and the new Cowbell Vita-Rich, enriched with vitamin B9, both so creamy. Now there's a Cowbell for you.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
This advert is FDA approved.
Right, so welcome back and thank you very much for staying with us. Now time for the birthday messages here on the Super Morning Show, brought to us by
MTN.
Everywhere you go. Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group,
as close as a partner.
And Franco Trading Enterprise,
still phone Papa Perfie.
Whose birthday is it today, Raymond?
Happy 18th birthday to Sean Tomades. Sean is a former student at Laboni Senior High School, and Baba is sending just dedication, and he's doing tribute. Okay, and the son of the host of Diplomatic Affairs TV show, Harriet Nate. Sean, as you embark on this new chapter, may it be filled with exciting adventure, meaningful connections, and the discovery of your true passions. Wishing you a year ahead filled with joy, growth, and all the success you deserve. And that's another one. But there's this important one too. Happy birthday, Miss Rachel Amy and Sarkeson of Stanbic Bank. It's from your family and friends. God bless you so much. There's also happy birthday to Eric Anthony Adonu of Access Bank at the head office. It's from your wife and children. And happy birthday to Edward Jamra He's a deputy commissioner at the Ghana Revenue Authority. This from your wife and her children too. Hey, Commissioner, happy birthday! Oh. Yeah, we'll pay tax, okay? Yes.
Oh, yes.
Now I mentioned that you didn't hear. Please. The people with tax obligations, whenever we mention GRA,
was not paying attention.
The people with tax obligations, when we mention GRA, then they are faced, they don't run away from it.
Which one is?
I blame the support.
Ghanaians.
We all pay taxes. Anyway, congratulations. This is a big congratulatory message to you, Dr. Frank Odami, on your appointment as medical director of Medifem. You've been appointed medical director of Medifem Multi-Specialist Hospital and Fertility Center.
Oh, wonderful.
So, yes, big congratulations to you,
yes,
Dr. Frank Odami. I was looking at that when I heard Edward Jamre's name. But he's my November mate. Tomorrow is my birthday. Thank you. If you don't know.
Where's your birthday?
Yes, I'll do.
Yeah. Okay. Now this one says our long-awaited princess's birthday, first birthday is here. Happy birthday! Now for lots of love from your parents, Mr. and Mrs. Tete, and that's a very wonderful one. First birthday,
First birthday.
Yeah, yes, first birthday. This one said, may the God you serve never fail you as he has. I will never leave you or nor forsake you. You are blessed and highly favored. Happy belated birthday to you, Grandpapa Sly, from all your children and grandchildren, especially Rhoda. That's also there. And Pastor Yvette Kofi. You put others before you and radiate so much love and energy wherever you are. May God give you multiples of what you give. May you receive peace, joy, and love in abundance. Your kind is rare. You are a blessing to me and everyone. God bless you. Happy 50th birthday, Mommy, from Sichofe, Mama V. Yeah.
So, Nathaniel Ato sends me this one. I don't know how to pronounce the last name.
I don't know how to pronounce the last name.
Raymond, pronounce it for me. Happy birthday to Sheila Watt. I'm listening to you.
Okrima.
I don't know how to. Okay, well, so.
No, I said it wrong. I mean, if I can't say, you can't say that.
Well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Gary Al Smith has a message for you, Raymond.
I do something. Say that. Okrima no good.
No, has another message for you. Go and. It says na fufu.
Na fufu. Oh, now I said the fufu.
Go. Okay. And Raymond, Wear Ghana is 10 years today, right?
Yes. And celebrating wonderful 10 over 10. Have you worn any of the Wear Ghana products before? I'm not asking you. I'm asking Wednesday. Leave me alone. Thank you.
Yes.
My friends are Amatu. Have you worn anything close to Wear Ghana clothing before?
Wear Ghana clothing?
Yes.
Yeah. I wear.
The hesitance with which you are making this.
No. I needed to be sure what you were talking about.
Yeah, but the gentleman
not listening. Not paying attention.
No, I have a slight hearing problem. It has been determined by medical professionals.
Yeah.
I am supposed to be wearing a hearing aid.
Okay.
I'm just resisting. It's the same thing that happened with my eyes. When they first discovered that I couldn't see far, they recommended I wear glasses. I was in self-denial. I was in denial for a long time.
Is there a recommendation for your hair too?
No, my hair is fine. My hair is doing wonderful.
Guys, let's get into the sports center now.
Okay, the very last one, and this is from Darrow, so it's important. John Wesley Jan Mensah, happy birthday from your dad Clement and the whole family. May God raise you to be the John Wesley of this generation. Powerful John Wesley of this generation.
Anyway,
everything Darrow says, there are some godly incantations.
Let's get into the sports center, and it's proudly brought to us by
MTN.
Everywhere you go, Standard Chartered Bank.
Here
for good.
1xBet, your reliable bookmaker. And DSTV, it's your moment. And Cowbell,
our mail.
Our creamy goodness.
Oh, no, this one, French, you got it wrong.
And you too.
I'll follow the cue. I mean, but if I'm misled,
wait, Cowbell.
Our creamy goodness.
Yes, you see, you think.
Wait, they have moved away from our milk.
Yeah, they have.
It's still our milk.
Anyway, now, so my friends, imagine sitting in the stands at Anfield, cheering on that Liverpool FC, and joining several fans jump and scream at Mo Salah's stunning goal. Yes, this dream could come true for you because Standard Chartered wants to take you and your partner to Anfield to watch Liverpool FC play live. And it's just so simple to be eligible. Listen up. There's an equal chance for clients and non-clients. For non-clients, all you need to do is just download the SC mobile app, open an account, and start transacting. For you existing clients, just transact more to participate in this campaign. Remember, the more you transact, the more presents you get in the basket for that final draw that selects the ultimate winner. This is your chance to experience Anfield with your partner. The other consolation prize, though, open the account and transact now to watch Liverpool FC play live at Anfield. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Standard Chartered.
Here for game. Now, did you know that MTN Momo now has an app? Yes, MTN Momo now has a brand new app specially designed to make your Momo experience easier, convenient, and faster. Just download the Momo app on Play Store, App Store on your smartphone, and look out for the blue and yellow icons. It's that simple. Momo app allows you to review your statements, pay bills, and so much more. Use the app for your Momo transactions and enjoy 100% bonus when you recharge using Momo app. So go on, download the Momo app now and start transacting with a flex at no data cost. Just Momo it everywhere you go.
Now, Cowbell has introduced a new variant. You need to listen to this carefully.
I am listening, Raymond.
And this one is different.
Okay.
What makes Vital Rich Milk Powder different is its affordability. So you can enjoy its goodness with just a little money, including your porridge, tea, Tom Brown, or other meals and enjoy. Vital Rich is enriched in vitamins such as A, B9, C, D, and K. What does the K give?
C, vitamin C. Let's talk about what I know. Vitamin C.
As
You are
K.
going. What? Let's talk about what? Please. Hey, listen to me. The biology class, no be me that you sit for inside.
So you need to grab Vital Rich, which is
Raymond,
produced by
what does K do?
Produced by Cowbell, and enjoy the goodness in it. This advert is approved by the FDA.
Raymond,
I'm
what
not
does
so sure
vitamin
what your
K
point
do?
is.
What does that?
I'll give you full education.
What does vitamin K do?
Please, let's move on.
You see, the one asking the question doesn't know the answer.
Thank you.
I knew it.
It's almost time for sports now.
Yes.
So if you like watching sports and betting, then you would definitely be interested in the offer of the world's famous bookmaker, 1xBet, with high odds, a huge selection of sports events, and a cool mobile app. Right now, 1xBet is offering a 300% first deposit bonus. Sign up, use the promo code BETSG, and get a bonus of up to 3,445 Ghana cedis. 1xBet has a license to operate in Ghana, so you don't have to worry about your fans' safety. Just join millions of 1xBet players worldwide and win big. Over to you, Fentio.
Thank you very much, Winston. Good morning to you. Good morning, all of you. Welcome aboard to the Joy Sports Center with me, Fentio Tahir Fentio. Coming up over the next 10 minutes, Haselhoek set to appoint their fourth coach in just the last 2 years after firing Dutchman Martinez Koopman. We will delve deep into the Haselhoek managerial revolving door in this bulletin. Also, Black Stars start camp for their 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier against Madagascar on Friday. We'll tell you how training went yesterday in Kumasi. And Pimdakwa ladies are also involved today in the semi-finals of their Women's CAF Champions League campaign ongoing in Cote d'Ivoire. Anyway, this is the right place to start.
When you are a genuine supporting Arsenal, look at what players until now. Liverpool for 20 years in the doldrums until a club came in. So it's not an exact science. Let's get that clear. It's not like 1 + 1 = 2. So please, with all due respect, okay, a good coach can still find a new area, a new environment difficult. It doesn't mean that the coach is totally useless. Neither does it mean that the managers don't know what they're doing.
Alright, so that's the voice of Haselhoek board chairman Togbe Afede the 14th, only 2 months ago, calling on fans of the club to be patient with their new head coach. Now, 4 weeks after that speech, he himself has run out of patience with Martinez Koopman and has sacked the Dutchman only 3 months after they hired him. The decision was necessitated by an underwhelming start to the Ghana Premier League season, in which the Phobians have won just 2 games in their opening 10 matches. Joy Sports' Mubarak Haruna has more.
It was a pity that Hamza was sick in halftime, so he had a lot of problem with stomach. He must every time to the toilet. I asked where is Hamza. Yeah, he's again on the toilet. So I must change him, but
2 wins, 2 losses, 6 draws, 6 goals scored, 5 goals conceded. That's the record of Dutch trainer Martin Koopman as the head coach of Hearts of Oak. The poor run of form has seen the club drop to the 11th position and just 2 points above the relegation zone in the Ghana Premier League. The club says Koopman's departure is part of a plan to restructure the technical team, and assistant coach Abdul Rahim Bashiru will take over the role in the interim before a substantive coach is hired. Hearts face Accra Lions in a regional derby in their next match on Saturday.
Haruna Mubarak there. Now, Herman Hesse is the chairman of the House of Oak Official Supporters Group, the chapter's committee, and he says the fans fully back the decision to sack the coach.
If you look at the preseason and the time the coach started work, he came very early. He had about 6 weeks to 8 weeks preseason. He prepared the team very well. He was winning all the preseason matches. In fact, he assured us that everything was good and he was going to do well. Now, currently, if you look at the league table, okay, the point gap is very, very close. And if we do not take certain actions now, I foresee Hearts of Oak, battling with relegation. And that was why I personally, after talking to the supporters, I recommended that the coach should be allowed to go.
That's Herman Hesse there. Now, Hearts of Oak have fired coaches 20 times since 2011, and they're now set to appoint their 21st. Now, Joy Sports editor Gary L. Smith has been taking a look at the club's managerial revolving door. Gary, what did you find?
Statistically, Hearts appoint a coach every 7 months and 2 weeks on the average. Koopman, the Dutch tactician who was appointed in August, spent only 92 days at the helm, and that's the second lowest since Costa Papic, going back to 2011, of course. In the 2021-22 season, the Capital Club changed coaches 4 times. That's before the arrival of Samuel Boadu, who eventually, of course, went to win the league title for the Phobians. And within the last 12 years, Boadu has spent the highest number of days at the club, 576, while the Serbian Costa Papic spent 78 days on his second coming at the helm. So I'll go through the list of 20 very quickly from 2011. 1. Nebojša Vučićević was appointed February 2011, fired March 2012. That's 409 days. Siki Akono came in, appointed March 2012, fired November 2012, 226 days. David Duncan appointed that month and then fired a year later in November 2013. That was a total of 370. Ahmed Polo in an interim capacity, also given 364 days to do his work. That's November 2013 to June 2014. The later Betado appointed January 2015 and fired in July. That's 194 days. So then you come to Edward Ansan, an interim capacity, Chan Vanley, Kenichi Yachuhachi, Sergio Traguel, Frank Nuttall, Henry Wellington Namte, Seth Hoffman in an interim capacity, Kim Grant, Edward Neodum, Costa Papic, Samuel Nino in an interim capacity, Samuel Boadu, Zlatko Matic, David Oklu in an interim capacity, and now Martinus Koopman. So the question is, who's next?
Yeah, Gary L. Smith. I almost ran out of breath there. It's just listening to him count the number of coaches Hearts of Oak have hired since 2011. Well, he asked who is next. It's more like what club is next? Could it be Kumasi Asante Kotoko? They are a further 2 points behind Hearts of Oak this season. They're actually in the relegation zone. Their head coach is Prosper Ogum. He still has a job. So it will be interesting to see what happens in Kumasi, of course. Alright, let's switch our attentions to women's football now. Tracy Chum and Comfort Dearworth, who play for Ampem Dako ladies, they've both been nominated for this year's CAF Interclub Player of the Year awards. The two players won last season's Women's Premier League title, the FA Cup trophy, as well as the WAFU Zone B Championship. They've also been key to Ampem Dako's run to the semi-finals of the ongoing CAF Women's Champions League. Their teammate Mary Amponsa is in the running for the Young Player of the Year. Sports journalist Abigail Senasosu, who is covering the CAF Women's League in Cote d'Ivoire, is confident the nominations will spare the players on to victory against Sporting Casablanca.
Tracy was able to score 2 goals and won Woman of the Match. John Boy scored that all-important equalizer and Spanner and won the Woman of the Match. And you are hearing this news psychologically, and I think inevitably it tells you that everybody is watching. And so if I dip in form, if I do not continue from where I left off, it comes back to haunt me.
That's Abigail Senasosu. And Pem Dakoa's semi-final match is tonight at 8 p.m. Ghana time against SC Casablanca from Morocco. The team's head coach is Nana Joe Adakwa, and he's confident his team will win the game and progress to the final.
Definitely, they know us and we know them. They have watched our game and we've been watching their games. But inshallah, we are going to win the game. Any war that you are going, you don't need defeat. So you predict when, you work for it, then you have it. So I trust my girls. They are going to work, and definitely with their hard work and determination, we can win the game.
All right, Nana Joe Adakwa is the head coach of Ampem Dakoa Ladies. Now, to some Black Stars news, 24 players were involved in the first day of training in Kumasi as the Black Stars started preparations ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying match against Madagascar. The team trained behind closed doors at the Baba Yara Stadium on Tuesday evening, having flown to Kumasi on the morning of the same day. Goalkeeper Lawrence Atizigi was the only player not involved in training, as he is yet to arrive in camp. Jojo Wallacott, meanwhile, was present and took part in the full training. It's his first time back in the team since missing the 2022 FIFA World Cup due to injury. He says it feels good to be back.
It feels very good. It's been a while. Obviously, I was struggling with the injury, but now I feel good and I'm happy to be back. If you remember the last time, it was a difficult journey, so we know what to expect, so we have to be prepared, and we're taking these games very seriously, but I'm sure we'll get the victories. Confident as always. Obviously, the last one didn't go to plan, but I'm sure we'll be working hard to rectify this one.
That's Jojo Wallacott. Striker Antoine Semenyo also spoke to journalists at the airport when the team arrived in Kumasi, and he says it's imperative that the team starts the qualifying campaign with 2 wins.
I think it's too important against us. We need to make sure we win. So come together, we'll train well this week and hopefully get 2 wins. I mean, just ready to do well. I mean, we've got a good team, so we just need to come together, work together as a team, and just score as many goals. We have so much potential, and we can go very far in the tournament. So after the World Cup qualifiers, I'm looking forward to the AFCON. So
that's Antoine Semenyo there. Now, meanwhile, the communications director for the Ghana Football Association, Henry Asante-Chum, has urged fans to be measured in their criticism of Black Stars players, especially when the team doesn't win.
I just want to call on Ghanaians to exercise patience. These things always happen. I believe in every discourse that comes after games. The only thing is when we start abusing players, because the players don't invite themselves. The coaches invite the players. So I am sure there is a reason for the invitation of every single name that you see in the squad.
That's right, and that message couldn't be louder for Winston Amoah. Before we go, Chelsea boss Emma Hayes has been named the new manager of the United States women's national team and will take charge when the Women's Super League season ends in May. The Blues announced on Saturday that Hayes would pursue new opportunities after she leaves the club. And Colombian football star Luis Diaz has been reunited with his father, Luis Manuel Diaz, who was released by rebels after holding him hostage for 12 days. That's all the sports this morning on the Joy Sports Center. My name is Tahiru Fentuo. You can go to our website, myjoyonline.com/sports for more sports news.
Thank you very much, Tahiru Fentuo, for joining us with the latest in the world of sports. Let's get interactive this morning. Join us on X using the hashtag JoySMS and on WhatsApp 055-1111-997. Social media messages brought to us by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, Ghana AIDS Commission. Test to know your HIV status and take steps to protect your health. Number 10, liver salt, a refreshing relief, and GTP Lifestyle. So the 4th edition of the International Forum on Francophone Entrepreneurship and African SMEs comes off on the 21st to the 22nd of November at the EcoBank head office, Ridge Accra, organized by Phanerosis Global Platform and sponsored by EcoBank. This event is a golden opportunity for businesses eyeing expansion into the African markets, particularly in the Francophone nations. Under the AFTA framework, your business will have you have easy access to wider markets by signing on to the EcoBank Single Market Trade Hub and connecting with other businesses. Your payments will be facilitated by EcoBank's digital trade and payment solutions. Connecting with industry experts and fellow entrepreneurs is assured. You have the opportunity to delve into financing, development, and integration strategies within the private sector with a focus on SMEs and SEZs. And you have a huge platform to showcase your product offerings to a diverse, engaged audience to enhance the visibility of your brand. So act now. Reserve your spot for the 4th edition of IFFEAS by calling 0551 757147 or 0277218883. So I'd love you to tell us, what your expectations are of the 2024 budget, which will be presented by the Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta today in Parliament. Now time for the Joy Business Minute, brought to us by Anointed Electricals, the generator experts, and Consolidated Bank Ghana. CBG, we stand with you.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you and Anointed Electricals, your generator experts. The rollout of policy measures to expand the economy, support private sector, and review of tax measures will feature highly when the Finance Minister presents the 2024 budget today. Meanwhile, economist Professor Butexen is urging the government to use the 2024 budget to maintain economic recovery being witnessed in the country by reviewing some taxes to support the private sector to expand. He believes this is the surest way to sustain the current economic trajectory. Fuel prices may fall beginning tomorrow, November 16. However, that could be thwarted by the recent depreciation of the cedi during the last few weeks. That's according to the Institute for Energy Security. And a drop in petrol prices last month helped to drive U.S. inflation to the lowest rate since July. Prices increased at a rate of 3.2% over the 12 months to October. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you and Anointed Electricals, your generator experts.
Right, so welcome back. And Anointed Electrical Engineering Services is into the sale of ultra-silent generators from 5 kVA to 2,500 kVA. And they undertake maintenance and repairs of all kinds of diesel generators. They also have in stock genuine spare parts of all kinds for various generators and do generator rentals. In East Legon, you can locate them on the Lagos Avenue opposite Turmeric Hotel. In Tema General Hospital Road, Community 9, just after the overhead. And at Odoko, where they have their head office, number 77 Anointed House off the Odoko Malam Road. And they have branches nationwide. Anointed, the generator expert, contact their hotline on 0243 480334. And on Big Stories this morning, brought to us by Vodafone, Further Together, latest from your partner for life, and Access Bank, your number one remittance bank. Access Bank, more than banking. Our focus is on the 2024 budget. That's what we're doing today, Raymond. And already, you are saying we shouldn't do, if we can't do extraordinary things, we should do the ordinary things.
I know we cannot do extraordinary things.
Oh.
We should make sure that the system
Is stable. We should make sure that we don't suffocate businesses with high taxes. We should make sure that we can't even reduce the taxation regime that we have. This expectation that we should move our GDP to tax to GDP to a certain percentage,
18 to 20%,
which is driving all of this quest to just take money where there is no money. The people are not making money. If governments are aware, if government had this ears on the ground, you would have known that the businesses, they are suffering. They are struggling with high electricity costs. We are struggling with high input costs. Virtually every sector is suffocating. Look deeply. If you like, take your the first and second quarter GDP rates and check the sectors and how they are performing. If you keenly review them,
you come to the realization that we need to give them some impetus to grow. Then you can tax them. That is progressive taxation. And if you want to check, please, we can take the state and go into the very people. Let's now check by the cars that they have. The big pastors and all of these other guys who are driving big cars, and yet the kind of declarations they are making on their pay is very small. We can now do that kind of proper work, which means that you'll be doing a more incisive quest to tax people. Let's not burden every single business. It's as if that golden chicken, the chicken that's laying the golden egg, or whichever animal is laying the golden, we are overburdening that. It will die. If it dies, our economy collapses. Government is not producing anything. Even the small administrative work, are not doing it properly. Don't suffocate these businesses. They may not be saying it's loud enough because they are afraid of victimization. They may not be out there demonstrating like other people because they know that you may do things that will collapse their business. But the reality is that they are not employing people. The people that you are seeking to reduce the unemployment rate by, they are not getting their jobs because the businesses are not surviving properly. So let's give them space to survive. Let them be strengthened. Let the productivity be high so that I can take taxes out of that. That's one area. The other area is that we do not expect you to come and pretend that you spend like you are spending in other elections. We beg you, in this next year's election, it's only better for our economy if you stay within proper limits of spending. Spend in critical productive areas so that we will see the impact and the import of that. Don't go and be promising people new roads. Don't go and be promising people new facilities, new whatever, harbor or whatever you've been doing across the country. If you do those things, you are just burdening the state. Already you have Agenda 1111 that you are still constructing. Already you have other places that you are dealing with. You have left the development of Konfanoti Teaching Hospital to 224. He should look for money, and he's doing that. He's raising funds to try and fix it on his own. Make sure you do not go making promises that are not reasonable, that are not feasible, that will only burden all of us. Because we have learned from your experience, Mr. President, and your finance minister, that your burden become our burden at the end of the day. And domestic debt exchange taught us that we cannot extricate ourselves from your economy because we are inextricably intertwined to it. So we need you to make those promises that make sense to everybody. Give some relief to the ordinary person. As inflation is easing tomorrow, we expect you to take the bull by the horn, go to the sectors that you can impact properly so that we can see further reduction in inflation, so that we can see interest rates also coming down, so that people can go to businesses again, go and take loans and use it for their business. These high interest rates is killing everybody, and you know that.
Raymond, what percentage of our economy do we say it's informal?
Almost 80% or 90%, depending on who's. Yes, 90%. Depending on
88% of
yes, depending on who's speaking to you.
Of our economy
is informal.
Now, the informal economy, that's a huge.
Yeah.
That's a huge opportunity for government.
Yeah.
And I say government missed it. Well, they said that they were actually registering business during cap bus. It's been 3 years.
What's the outcome of that?
How many of those businesses are making profits and paying income tax?
That's true.
We should begin checking. See,
and officers at the GRA should be paid or sacked based on their ability to invade that 88% and get them to be on the main system, because we can't be burdening the entire state on the less than 10%. Everything 10%. Every problem we want to impose on the people 10%.
So look, we had an opportunity, and this is where I want us to go. So I mean, the state must work together. So the Ghana Enterprises Agency did the registering. They said they were helping people go to the Registrar General. How many of them are paying taxes? How many of them do we know are paying taxes?
That's a key point.
Because look, in formalizing an economy, that was an opportunity to formalize our economy. That was a huge opportunity for us to formalize our economy. And if we did the right things, going forward, we can get those persons to pay direct taxes. They'll pay income tax because they're making earnings. They will pay.
Yeah.
Don't let and look, there are some of the things, for instance, property taxes.
Yeah.
The rate we said we're going to charge, if we have about 1 million facilities in this country, and you're charging property taxes of your target is it's about 200 million. 200 million property taxes.
Yeah.
Your total target for the year 2023, 200 million. Out of those structures in this country. Where are you going?
And what estimation went into that thinking?
Went into that thinking. Look, if you say that's a way to go, you could go in there. We've already approved that for you. It's already something we should have been collecting long ago. Stick to that. 3. I'm talking about the informal one. 3, one of the major problems in this country is our leakages.
Yeah.
If we block them, we don't have a problem.
Yeah.
If we block them, we don't have a problem. Now, this is not an economy that is poor, because if you look around us, the things you see, the luxury around you, does not connote a poor economy.
Yeah. So it means that somebody is failing to bridge that gap.
Yes.
Somebody is refusing to connect the lifestyles of the people to the taxes they are supposed to be paying. And we know there are prominent people in the Republic of Ghana who are experts in tax evasion, who are running away in corners and all of the other things and doing it so that they can avoid it. But it is the work of state to make sure that the taxes are collected. We cannot do that work for you because we are not replacing you.
No.
We surely will need you to focus on that and stop the excess burden of the people already paying the taxes, or else you make them lose interest in paying the taxes. They'll try and find corners.
You burden the people to avoid taxes.
Yes.
Of taxes. They'll find ways and means.
Yeah.
I mean, people will do transfer pricing.
That's true.
They'll engage in transfer
They'll
pricing.
engage in, So in all fairness, it's about our collective prosperity. But we need you to be creative in that space. That's the kind of brain that we want in that office today. Speaking about the problems of this country, don't repeat for us what we've been trying to do over the years and it's been failing. For that one, you don't give any hope to anybody, and don't attempt to use the old methods that has not worked and has not yielded any proper benefits. When you repeat that, people think that we have no fresh ideas, and that all the people who are put in government, there are no new ideas involved. Anyway, let me bring you some other news you should be interested in anyway. Latex Foam, your best dealer in mattresses and pillows and other latex foam products, has established a 24/7 showroom at the Oyarifa shopping mall. Look at it this way: when you close late from work and you get to the house at Oyarifa at 8 o'clock, you can still go to the showroom. This is at the Oyarifa shopping mall. This is 24/7. Latest Foam operates this showroom for 7 days a week. There's no holiday, including public holidays, and they close at 7 p.m. each day. Buy from Latex Foam. Buy quality. Latex Foam is your partner for life.
And the Vodafone eSIM service is live. You can now be a Vodafone customer without a physical SIM. The stress of carrying multiple phones is over. Just dial *700*6# on Vodafone to check your phone's compatibility and visit any retail shop to complete the setup. A whopping 5 GB of data and 20 minutes talk time to all networks is available to you every month for 3 months once you're set up. That's 15 GB of data and 60 minutes to call all networks at no extra cost. Dial *700*6# and get yourself a Vodafone eSIM now to get connected to Ghana's network of choice. Vodafone, further together. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM.
Ever visited a shop, picked a whole basket of provisions, toiletries, and very essential things you need, battled a long queue to finally pay, only to be told you can't pay to a merchant number? The way that thing they pay, but with Vodafone Cash, there is no problem. Now on Vodafone Cash, you can pay all merchants on all networks. Easy peasy. Straight. Direct. Sharp. From your Vodafone Cash wallet to any merchant number on other networks. So whether you are buying provisions or fuel, medication or food, whatever the service or need, just pay conveniently from Vodafone Cash to any merchant number. Simply dial *110# to make payment to merchants on other networks today.
Vodafone. Comfort, durability, finishing, quality. Choosing sofas and beds for your home, office or hotel couldn't be easier with an exclusive range of sofas and beds in various designs and colors from Latex Foam. There is so much choice whatever your budget. Latex Foam, your partner for life.
EcoBank Mobile, they make me say, oh yeah. EcoBank Mobile, they make me crazy. Download it and use it. It gon' make your life so easy, yeah. Oh yeah, download it. You gon' enjoy it. In my Bramin check. In my Bramin check. Come make a download them for you. Cause she can pay bills. You can buy credit, you can pay school fees, even chest tights with the Apple. EcoBank Apple.
Life is easy with the EcoBank mobile app. You can pay your bills, transfer to and from mobile wallet, virtual card creation, transfer to other banks, express account opening, scan and pay, express cash, all at your fingertips with the EcoBank mobile app. You know, it's 5-star life with EcoBank. Kim promise.
Hello, Ghana. I've got great news for you. After 26 years of academic excellence globally, Botho University is now in Ghana, offering degree programs in health information management, cybersecurity and risk management, software engineering, network security, and computer forensics. Admissions are ongoing for January 2024 with up to 50% scholarship for the first 150 students. We offer flexible payment terms, internship opportunities, and experiential exchange programs with our sister campuses. Pick up your admission form today at our East Legon campus near ANC Mall or call 0302 523 782 or WhatsApp 020 990 4714 for more information. Botho University, vibrance, innovation, impact.
A bank that supports you. A bank that cares for you. Hand in hand, we stand with you. So lift your head up, big dreams are waiting. We'll walk with you wherever you go. Where all your dreams come alive, CBG will make you smile. Will rise with you. Your business will flourish. Your name will stand out. Consolidated Bank, CBG. We stand with you.
Hey, Cashman. Yeah. Don't you know Nana has assembled all of us and you are here making calls? My generator is spoiled too. So I'm calling a renowned Ghanaian company with an excellent track record in the sales and repairs of generator sets in Accra to come and repair for me.
Is it Anointed Electricals?
Yeah.
Anointed Electricals deals in quality and genuine generators with high fuel efficiency. We also rent generators.
They sell quality generators from 10 kVA to 2500 kVA. They have spare parts of other generators and can repair every faulty generator set even if you didn't buy from them.
Look, now we don't have any electrical problem in Accra.
How?
Because Anointed Electricals is right here at East Legon, Lagos Avenue, opposite Tomric Hotel. And that's why Nana is calling us.
Okay.
Yes. If you want to buy a brand new generator or repair the old one, visit Anointed Electricals. Or if you are within Accra, call our hotline 0246 423 534
or call 0243 480 334. They have qualified and dedicated men on 24-hour after sales service. Then let's go and listen to Nana. Let's go.
Gosh, after giving you the hint, won't you give me anything?
Anointed, the generator experts.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
And it's important for a number of reasons and factors. Okay, so this is the first budget after the approval of our IMF program.
Yeah.
Even though, technically speaking, the first budget was the 2023 budget, because at the time we're still in negotiations with the IMF and we had to do a lot of prior actions. But this is post IMF. I mean, this is once you had the agreement signed, approved, this is our first budget. It is also the last budget in the Akufo-Addo administration, which would lead us into election 2024. What will be contained in this budget? Bearing in mind next year is election year, would we see huge increase in expenditure? Anyway, the IMF says our program is hinged on massive revenue mobilization. What that means is you must generate more in order to spend. We're not engaging in a lot of cuts when it comes to expenditure. We're engaging in a lot of revenue generation, and that's why we're talking about moving our tax to GDP from 13 to 18% within the medium term. So you ask yourself a very simple question. Would we see new taxes? Would we see a reduction in existing taxes? Or maybe an increase in existing taxes? What are the policies that are going to be outlined in revitalizing or reviving the Ghanaian economy? What will be the update on our discussions with our external creditors? Very, very important, because it provides us some space also. Mind you, we have stopped paying for some time now. What would a resumption do to us? Lots of things to think about in the 2024 budget. And this morning, already seated here with us, we have the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, who's Member of Parliament for Tamale South. Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, Winston, and thanks for the honor and pleasure to always be part of your deep analysis of the economy and the prospects of the future development of our country. And to join us, Ray, it's always a joy meeting you people. But what are we to expect from Ken Ofori-Atta?
You're in Parliament. I'm sure he's met some of you.
Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the Minister of Finance, by provisions of the Constitution, comes to Parliament on the authority of the President. And to paraphrase your words, this is the last budget of the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo 8-year tenure, 4+4. If you've used 7 years to create this distress, how are you going to use 1 year to redeem? Practically impossible. And therefore, your expectation should be one where too little, too late. He simply has no time to redeem, given the monumental damage they have done to our economic scorecard, whether it's inflation ending 2022 at more than 50%, today around 40%, interest rate unacceptably high, depreciation of the cedi. The budget, my expectation would have been that it will respond to what I call the economic headwinds of the Ghanaian private sector, the cost of doing business. I'm unable to see that when you already hint about revenue mobilization and the likelihood of new taxes being introduced into the country. That will increase the cost of doing business. To the ordinary Ghanaian, simply brace up for increased hardship, particularly in the first quarter of next year. We will reel under some extreme hardship. Poverty, as reported by ISA and many other international bodies, including the World Bank, has increased. And post-COVID, we are not seeing the kind of economic interventions and that will spur growth. Therefore, growth have stunted over the years since 2020 and is likely to remain same. So my is that what to expect. I do not see how you can use 1 year to correct the mess of 7 years. This is not what they inherited in 2017. But probably, you don't run an economy based on miracles, no. That's why you went to an IMF. You don't run an economy hoping that some session will provide the impetus for you to change course. We do have a problem, and I think it's about time that the president accepts and declare what I call an economic state of emergency, and look around for people to help him with ideas to walk the country out of the crisis.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me bring in Professor Peter Quartey for his opening comments too. Professor Peter Quartey, who is Director of the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research. Prof. Quartey, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. He joins us via Zoom.
Yeah, good morning, and good morning, Raymond. Good morning, Honorable Member of Parliament. And Winston, good morning. Good morning to your discerning listeners.
So, Prof, as we get ready for the presentation of this budget, briefly tell us what your expectations are. We'll come back and delve deeply into them later.
Yeah, my expectation would be that we do not introduce higher taxes, if at all, reduce the existing ones that is hurting production. I think we can make effective, efficient the existing tax collection mechanisms to rake in more money. We don't tax production excessively, so we need to look at that. And look at, so I want to see in the budget some statements to ensure tax efficiency. I want to see in the budget measures to make our expenditures more efficient, value for money spending. Also, new measures to improve revenue mobilization by broadening the tax base without necessarily hurting or overburdening the existing taxpayers. Of course, we cannot say we will not construct roads. Roads are very important to our economy. So there's some allocation towards road construction. The abandoned road projects, they are scattered all over the country. We want to see some of these things tackled. We are seeing improvement in growth, GDP growth, around 3% thereabout. We've estimated that by end of 2023, we'll record something of that nature. And I think we need to put in more measures to even enhance growth. And lastly, I mean, there are several things that I expect, but let me just mention one key area that I think we ought to focus on in our budget statement. We're going into an election year, 2024, and therefore this budget should have in measures, should have in strategies to break the political business cycle. We have been spending during election years, overspending or spending excessively. Then the following years we clean the mess. I think we should use this opportunity to break that cycle, and I believe this budget statement is a sure way of telling Ghanaians. It should be the sure way of assuring all of us that we are going to break that political business cycle. I'll stop for now, and we'll perhaps discuss the details later.
Exactly. I mean, we'll get into the details of, you're asking for value for money. You've talked about the taxes. If anything at all, we should consider a reduction. You've also talked about how we should broaden our tax base. These are things that we've talked about for some time now. Be finding out from you what can be done differently. Some of the things we've talked about. But I'll get to you, Honorable Aruna. I know you want to make a point. I'll get back to you. Okay, you go ahead and make the point.
No, Winston, Professor Quartey was cautious when he used the word new and not higher. Not higher taxes. It's not the same thing as no new taxes.
So it's no new.
So probably,
if anything,
probably he himself anticipate that there may be new taxes. But bottom line, I mean, he understands economics better than I do, my lecturer. He also says that broaden the tax base. How are you going to broaden the tax base? He's talking about efficiency. We've had this debate of expanded broadened tax base and then efficiency in tax administration and collection. We simply are not doing it. Look at the port of Ghana. I've been Minister for Trade and Industry, is a veritable source of corruption at the port. We allow cartels to come in with imports. They don't pay the right duties. They use bonded warehousing regime, which noticeably allows and facilitate some of this erosion of government revenue. So tighten it up. And then at the port, why are we not able to introduce, as Professor Mills then said, ICCC cameras over there? And then for the record, so that we hear President Mahama then in 2016 and the Bank of Ghana did not get any financing in 2016, even though it was an election year from the Bank of Ghana. So the political cycle was broken, in my view, even in 2016, as there was no need for the central bank to finance or fund government as we are witnessing today.
Great. So we'll break it down. We'll look at everything, and we'll look at what it would mean for all of us. Okay, what some of the policies that may be talked about in the budget would mean for all of us, what it would mean for, and remember you talked about it this morning, the cost of our medication sometimes, what inflation has done to the cost of our medication, what interest rate is doing to businesses. And we've seen the Food and Beverage Association of Ghana, they've indicated, for instance, the prices of these goods, but for the indirect taxes that they pay, sometimes going as high as 100%, 110%. We'll get into all of that. But Black Friday comes early at Franco Trading from now till the end of November. Enjoy amazing discounts of up to 40% on our products such as mobile phones, air conditioners, from 1.5 HP to 2.5 HP, fridges, speakers, washing machines, that's 8 kg and 10 kg television from 32 inches to 65 inches. Also available, and these are available in all Franco shops nationwide. Call us on 0246 422 338 or 0555 939 311 or 0302 225651, or you can download the Franco Trading app from Google and the Apple Store. Visit our website francotrading.com. Franco Trading, steel, phone, papa, fee.
Let's stay with Black Friday, because at City Ceramica you get up to 50% discount of all selected items, including quality security doors, jacuzzis, tiles, and all sanitary wares. You need to visit City Ceramica for your notable high quality brands and get up to 50% discount on these selected items. Come to City Ceramica today for your authentic brands such as the Pamisa, Keratel, Vitra, Roca, Trent, and many more. Locate City Ceramica on the Sprinters Road, 200 meters from the Flower Pot Runabout and opposite Furniture City. You need to call these numbers if you want to reach them: 020-2525-855 and also 050-984-7123. So 050-984-7123. City Ceramica. Find it, love it, buy it. That should sound familiar, right?
Yes, sounds familiar from some years ago.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's focus on Absa Bank Assurance. And every life is unique, and every life is precious, and every life deserves to live their best life. Absa understands this, and that's why Absa is offering a life insurance policy that gives you more. With the unlimited life protection plan from Absa, you enjoy no age limit to sign on, 100% premium refund at the end of the term, a life swap option which allows you to transfer your benefits to a relative who's not insured on the policy, 2 months premium holiday, and so much more. You deserve more from your protection, so sign up for the unlimited life protection plan today.
Now, we need to bring you some very exciting news from Rockstars Roofing Systems. They are doing mega sales promotion. You should enjoy free installation when you purchase roofing sheets from Rockstars. Their roofing systems between November 1st through to December 1st, 2023. So the end of the year, right? We still have a lot of time to go. Don't miss out on these exclusive offers. Rockstar produces premium coated 55% AL to ZN aluminium coated and aluminium plain sheets at a very, very competitive price, not compromising on quality. Rockstar's sheet profiles include the snap lock / self lock, also the R25, the IBR2, the AD1, and the IDT2. If you want a tile sheet, That's where you should be going. Rocksters has a variety of colors in different thicknesses, and there is also the Rocksters roofing materials manufacture what's called the metal trusses for all kinds of buildings. We offer free estimate, as well as free transport to locations within the Greater Accra region and also in Takoradi. Of course, terms and conditions apply. We do quick production of 3 to 5 working days, which is the shortest production time in the industry in Ghana. Can check everywhere. When it comes to metal trusses, roofing sheets, ceiling joists, and also POP cement, come to Rockstars Roofing Systems. Call these numbers 0544338041 or 0243690402. Of course, they are available in all our branches nationwide. Rockstars, quality and affordability.
So when we return after these messages, we delve deeper. Professor Quartes talked about, no new taxes, no higher taxes, if possible, reduce the taxes, which Honorable Haruna Iddrisu says maybe he has some information. Well, we'll find about that. But we'll also look at, how these existing taxes in themselves are impacting us and how the introduction of new taxes could impact businesses. We'll have a discussion on why today it is important for us not to be introducing new revenue measures through the imposition of new taxes or higher rates. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, Linda! You won't believe what I am planning next. I want to start my postgraduate degree, buy a car, and build my dream home. But you know what's stopping me?
What's that, Mike?
Money, that be my biggest wahala.
Oh, you are sorted, Cry. With a GCB Big Move personal loan promo, you can borrow up to a whopping 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours.
Like seriously? How do I qualify?
Yes, it's available to all GCB salary account holders. Plus, you get a 2-month grace period before you start to pay back.
Susket, I'm opening an account with GCB now.
Get a personal loan of up to 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours. Call 0800-422-422 or visit your nearest GCB branch today to fund your next big move as we celebrate 70 years of greatness. T's and C's apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
It's time for heaven to touch the earth. Are you ready for Heaven on Earth Conference 2023? All roads lead to the Empowerment Worship Center from the 15th to the 19th of November as believers from across the globe gather. Join our global lead pastor and conference host, Pastor Gideon Danso, and seasoned men of God, the Reverend Dr. Mensa Otabo, Pastor Paul Doherty, Pastor Keon Henderson, Pastor Ray Bevan, and Pastor Bradley Knight for a life-changing experience. Leading us in worship will be EWC Live. Conference kicks off on Wednesday night, 15th of November, continues through to Friday the 17th, 6 p.m. each night, and we crown it all on the 19th of November with Conference Sunday, 3 power-packed services at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., and 6 p.m. Location is the EWC Prayer Factory, Jowulu, next to the Allied Heights. There's a word from God to shift you from where you are to where you spiritually belong. So don't miss out on Heaven on Earth Conference, brought to you by the Empowerment Worship Center, where God lives.
Imagine say water wake up at dawn, e no bath, e no chop, when e vanish for your area for 2 weeks. You no get one drop safe inside your tank.
Hey.
Hajia, our life was in dangerous. Only our neighbor get water with water tank.
Water tank?
Yes, water tank. Mamma mia, that water tank get meter for checking water level. That water tank be fine past Kumasi Selenium. That water tank be tough like Ghana Army. That water tank they carry water pepe, so say some no go left inside the supply tank. What a tank! As my boss, Mr. Poncho, go talk.
Beautiful, durable, with water level indicator and accurate volume of water. Water tank. What a tank! By Duraplast.
We shouldn't have gone to that party.
Masa, my head is killing me.
Is that your stomach? Yes. What did you eat? I don't know. Get rid of your gastric problems with number 10 liver salt. Number 10 gives you quick, effective relief from nausea, indigestion, heartburns, hangovers, and hyperacidity. And with different fruity flavors such as orange and lemon, it's a pretty tasty way to end an uncomfortable situation. Number 10 liver salt from Ernest Chemist, because everyone needs a chemist.
This advert has been vetted and approved by FDA.
The luckiest. Luck is everywhere, for everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Keep buying your luckiest ticket with star 712 hash as an individual, a group, an association, or even a community, and stand a chance of winning in the community draw or the ultimate draw on 23rd of December. Be the luckiest on star 712 hash and win millions. Ticket sale starts on October 4th, 2023, and draw date is on 23rd December 2023. Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform. Win millions on star 712 hash.
The luckiest. You could be the luckiest.
Are you hoping to start university this January? If you want a British degree from a world-class university at a fraction of the cost, then join Lancaster University Ghana right here in Accra. With a diverse student community, vibrant campus life, and up to 50% scholarship to support your study, Lancaster University Ghana provides you with a world-class education that creates endless possibilities globally. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Apply to join Lancaster University Ghana, where learners become leaders. Admissions are currently open for our January 2024 intake. Apply now for our foundation program. For more information, contact us on +233 030 221 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Very much for staying with us. This is the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM, and this morning we want to do something. Very unique as we all wait for the presentation of the 2024 budget. We're having a discussion about possible policies, possible programs that could be in the budget. We're also having a conversation about what should be in there in order to ameliorate all the challenges and the problems that we're going through. And in studio is Member of Parliament for Tamale South, Haruna Idrisu. We're also joined on Zoom by Professor Peter Quartey, who is the director of ISA. In studio with me is also Raymond Aqua. But keep your text messages coming. Text messages on the Super Morning Show brought to us by GCB Bank PLC, GCB Personal Loan. Make that big move and dream a reality.
Now, certainly you have to make that big move with a GCB personal loan. GCB, your biggest, the largest bank in Ghana, is offering GCB salaried account holders personal loans in less than 24 hours to fund your next big move. With GCB's big move personal loan promo, you can access up to a whopping 400,000 at a significantly reduced interest rate with a 2-month repayment grace period to meet your urgent financial obligations with a smile. It's time to make that big move, be it for educational fee payment, buying a car, or building your dream home. GCB makes these dreams a reality and life easier for its customers. So let GCB lend you the needed support to make that big move. Take care of those urgent personal needs. Visit any GCB branch or call 0800 422 422 for further inquiries. Terms and conditions apply. GCB, your bank for life.
And Adansi Travels is at it again after a successful 10th anniversary celebration in August, which saw over 500 persons traveling all over the world with fully chartered flights on Emirates. Adansi Travel is back with Adansi at 10 Reloaded. Raymond, where would you want to go? Qatar, Dubai, South Africa, Rwanda, Nairobi, Zanzibar, Singapore, Philippines, Malaysia. Which of them?
No, the countries I mentioned Tumu is not on the list. Even though, I mean, as a man of the masses, I prefer going to a local place. But the countries I mentioned, that's the option I have, right?
Yes, that's the option you have.
Yes, I'm limited to these options.
These options, yes.
Yeah, then Dubai won't be a bad idea.
Dubai won't be a bad idea.
Yes. I'm starting from
It's
Dubai.
a very good place to be.
I see.
I've attended a
So-
CPA conference there.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful.
Then it means I have to be at Zanzibar. So I mean, take note of December. Leave this. Yes. So I'm sure they'll do a combo. Nairobi, Zanzibar. Now, all the packages include return flight, inbound domestic flights, hotel accommodation, airport transfers, daily breakfast, city tours, guided shopping, amongst others. Pay an initial deposit now to book your spot by calling 0531 008550 or 0595 500 817 or visit their website at dancitravels.com and all their social media handles that's at Dancy Travels. At Dancy at 10 Reloaded, it's still a vibe.
Now, are you sinking in your bed? Is your mattress failing to give you the safety and comfort you deserve? Get yourself a Royal Foam mattress, which guarantees you the good sleep and relaxation you deserve today. As pace setters, they have attached pillows to the mattress that you buy. This is for free. Get this offer in all our showrooms and sales outlets across the country. Don't be left out. Royal Foam wishes to say a big thank you to all our loyal customers for making us win the Silver Award at the 12th Ghana Business and Financial Services Excellence Awards. Please call us on this number 020-227-1000 for inquiries. Royal Foam, rest assured.
So we still have Professor Peter Quartey and Honorable Haruna Idrisu with us. But let me get back to Professor Peter Quartey, because you make the point that there shouldn't be higher taxes. Now let's look at this with Professor Quartey. Let's break it down, because you are the economist, you are the expert in the field. You've heard for instance, from the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana. They've talked about how these indirect taxes are affecting their businesses. Professor Quartey, take us through why it is important to have possibly a reduction in these taxes. Because for that man, the ordinary man listening, who's purchasing these goods or these products on a daily basis, what does it mean to see the taxes on these go down?
Yes, Oyster, thank you. Before I respond, let me assure Honorable Idrisu that I don't have any new information. He is closer to the seat of power than I do. So yeah, but taxing production is not the best way. I mean, you can tax, but up to a certain limit. The food and beverages data that I looked at was quite alarming. That sometimes over 100% tax on a commodity, that translates into higher prices. It translates into inflation. It affects people's livelihood. So a reduction in some of these taxes is imminent. How can we achieve that? Yes, we want to raise our revenue GDP ratio. At the moment, we are around 15%, and we aiming at about 20%. Revenue GDP ratio is quite a high target, but the Sub-Saharan African average is about 18%. So we need to move our revenue GDP ratios up. But that does not mean that we should also hurt production. It's a two-way thing, revenue and expenditure. As we continue to raise revenue, we ought to tackle the expenditure angle carefully, and that is where the problem is. You will find that we are increasing expenditure every year since 2020. Every year we increase by a very significant margin.
Yeah.
Even in times of austerity, we are still increasing expenditure. It tells you that you also have to look at the expenditure items and see whether there is value for money. And I've made this point that we always do financial audit. We do not do procurement audit. We don't do forensic audit. Hardly do we do that. When we did a forensic audit with the Scholarship Secretariat, we saw things. We uncovered a lot of things. Same way, I will recommend that the Auditor General institutes a forensic or procurement audit. It cannot do every department agency in a year, but just like we do in every organization, you sample. You can do a third each year. And once you start doing that and brings out issues, it sends out signals. The corruption in our procurement is alarming. That will stop or will be minimized. So it's like we are collecting money, you are putting water in a basket. That's how I see it. We are raking in revenue, we are chasing people, we are raising revenue, but we are putting it in a basket, like water, pouring water in a basket, which is leaking. So let's do this procurement audit. And I tell you, we don't have to always increase our expenditure by the rate at which we're going. We'll make a lot of savings if we undertake this procurement or forensic audit. You will find that people bring in the same company bringing three invoices, the same owner bringing 3 invoices. You may even find that the company belongs to maybe the CEO's wife. You may find so many things, procurement infractions. We are not, it surprises me that we don't do this expenditure tracking, we don't do this forensic or procurement audit, and we are always doing financial audit.
Okay.
And that is, even with that, the Auditor General's report is awash with a lot of evidence already. But it ends up in Parliament. Hardly do we see this, how far it's gone, people being punished. Well, maybe it's done, but to the best of my knowledge, it's not very public for us to know, to put fear or signal through this. Let me make a quick point.
Okay.
You see, we are interrogating the budget. We are thinking about how we can proffer solutions to ensure that next year's 2024 budget will be a better budget. But we don't have real-time data. We are in November. By now, we should see fiscal data, third quarter fiscal data.
Yes.
This has become like gold, being kept somewhere. So we are discussing things, we are basically imagining things, and for me as a researcher, it's quite frustrating because I want to look at the numbers so I can offer solutions. I can proffer some useful solutions. What I have is half-year data. Yes. And then with that, you see e-levy. We haven't met, we deviated by 58%. The target, we are not meeting e-levy by 58%.
Yeah.
Same with import duty. We are not meeting the target. So you see, if I have real-time data, then you can analyze and see that some of these lines, revenue lines, are not being met. So what do? That is why I was saying that maybe there may be new taxes, but not higher taxes. Because when you do this kind of analysis, you compare the targets with the actuals, then you see that some are more or less, as some would say, nuisance taxes. You remove them. Then look at other areas where you can bring in more or better revenue. In the informal sector, we haven't tackled the informal sector very well. The artisans who make a lot of money, they make more money than those in employment, in formal employment. But we don't tax them. What measures do we put in place? Can we say that if you want a passport or you want a Ghana card, you want something, you need a tax clearance? We need to put in some measures to ensure that some of these people are roped in the tax net. So, property rate, the same. We are not raking in. It has to be collected by the assemblies now. Ministry of Finance has taken over. Are we making more revenue with this measure? We need to look at all of this. If we have real-time data, then we can interrogate the figures. But I'm sorry, we just have to make do with what we have. I thought GIFMIS was going to be the solution. It was going to give us real-time data. But unfortunately, this hasn't happened. And I'm hoping that will improve as we move along. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. And you're right. I mean, we're dealing with half-year data. But you see, even as you talk about the revenue, for instance, by July 2023, when the Finance Minister was presenting the media review budget, media review of the 2023 budget, he reduces total revenue and grants from 143 billion to 134 billion. However, he increases our domestic revenue from 99 billion to 102 billion. That in itself gave you an indication of what to expect, and the fact that we were still looking at raising more revenue, and this time we were looking at that revenue through compliance and enforcement of the laws. Honorable Harun Idrisu, Professor Quartey has made a point about revenue, he's talked about expenditure. But in all of this, you are in Parliament, and it's part of your responsibility also to ensure that the leakages and wastages what are you picking up when it comes by way of expenditure and revenue? Are we?
I think Winston, Parliament itself has not positioned itself well to exercise what is expected of it, institutional oversight over budget. Indeed, the budget cycle, in my view and constitutionally, is the most important oversight duty of Parliament. How much time does Parliament itself have for purpose of budget scrutiny? You cannot bring a budget on 15th November and expect it pass within the next 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
There would be no thoroughness. Transparency and accountability would not be demanded. Parliament itself is holding a calabash begging for additional allocation of resources for its purposes. It is not independent, it's not autonomous financially as an institution. That affects oversight. But I should commend Professor Quartey. I've been reading the latest publication of ISA, and I'm alarmed at one of the reports. 56% of revenue dedicated probably to interest payment. So that raises eyebrows on debt service.
Yes.
So I expect this budget to address, are we putting the Ghanaian economy on the path of growth? Are we putting the Ghanaian economy on the path to debt sustainability? Are we putting the Ghanaian economy addressing the needs of the Ghanaian people? So as a public policy need response, I expect that sanitary parts, if government weighs into public policy based on need, that should go. But I'm hearing whispers of a possible emission tax. How much does Ghana contribute to emission? Who are we punishing? If it was a punitive tax regime or just for purpose of raking in more additional revenue. Now, Winston, we have all not raised these questions. What has happened to the bureaucracies President Nana Addo Dankwa created? Development Authority, Coastal, Middle Belt, Zongo Development Fund, all of them. They are under-resourced, underfunded, because simply government doesn't have resources to keep them functional and operational. Now state institutions are struggling. Cocoa Board made a loss of 2.4 billion Ghana cedis in 2022. They are struggling even to raise the usual 1.3 billion financing for purpose of purchases of cocoa for the 2023-24 season. What pertains in La Côte d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast? Why is it not possible here in Ghana through some institutional reforms? Then you are also looking at cost of living for ordinary Ghanaians. The cost of bread, whether it's kenke, whether it's so for me, my summary is that the 2024 budget is not an election year budget. That's the novelty of it. It's not one for which there is adequate or available resources for purposes of politicking. It's an IMF budget which comes with restraints, comes with limitations, comes with expectations of expenditure cut and revenue mobilization. But I just don't think that increasing tax revenue is the way to go for government now. But they have little or no options than to do that. And I think that as a country, I mentioned this somewhere yesterday, we should be looking at our exchange rate regime and the relationship between the cedi and major foreign currencies. That is the bane of the Ghanaian importer. that is a bane of cost of living crisis in Ghana, and that is the bane of the private sector. I mean, if you borrowed, I use this example, if you borrowed $3 million in 2020, that was about 18 million Ghana cedis. Today, the same $3 million is 30 million Ghana cedis.
Yeah.
So if you work for government and you are not paid for 3 years, what profit can you make between 18 to 30 million? That you would not be a collapsed entity. So the exchange rate, gold, what are we doing with our gold reserves? And I heard you and your panelists analyze the report which was lined by the National Development Planning Commission on how much went into flying out, capital flight, in terms of money meant for the sector. But I think that we must find answers to the preservation of our forests, because look at the interest rate regime. More money is allocated for interest payment than it goes into agriculture. More money for interest payment than it goes to road infrastructure. As MP for this year, my biggest challenge in the 2024 will be the roads in Tamale South, and I'm sure for many other members of parliament, apart from unemployment, that's an issue to look at. I see an uncompleted road at Kobelmago or Vitim, where the youth is saying that demonstrate against Haruna, demonstrate against MP because the road has not been done. They are justified. What excuse are you going to give them that for 10 years you have not been able to fix this bad road? So you raise a question again, Winston. What has happened to Nana Addo Dankwa's year of roads? Was it a golden age of roads he declared?
Well, it was a year of roads. It's been the third year. But let me just make this point. You know, Raymond, because Professor
Well,
Quartey...
you don't have gold, you have silver or something.
Because, Professor Quartey makes the point. Let's just look at one thing. And I'm looking at the projections we made by way of revenue and, the actuals based on what the Minister of Finance presented to Parliament. And that would actually give you an idea where we are going. And one thing that struck me is that when it comes to property rate collection, we said we're going to collect 165 million in 2023. The first half of the year projection was 82,719,000. According to this document, and this is what I got from the ministry's website, this is Appendix 2B of the media budget, media review, 0.
It's yet to take off.
So, in the first half of the year,
First 6 months.
First 6 months.
Yeah.
Quarter 1 and 2, the 82 million target was missed totally. We didn't collect anything. Here, it's here, 0. Then, if you look at the e-transaction levy, the target for the first half is 982,849,212. We got 455,579,224. Now, I'm mentioning these because it would give you a signal of how well we are doing and the need to actually think of ways of making it work. It was reduced from 1.5 to 1%, is still not getting the right figures.
But Winston, related to what was announced when it was introduced, e-levy, they targeted 6.9 billion.
Yes.
So why would you find comfort in 900 million? It was exaggerated.
Exactly.
It was exaggerated, and that's part of our problem. Be realistic in your projections of the tax regime. I mean, this government must just swallow its humble pie and reintroduce road tolls. Nowhere in the world. You are talking about the future of public-private partnership, dualizing Accra Cape Coast, Accra Kumasi. You certainly can do so, taking advantage of road tolls. What you need is to find an investor who comes in, gets the road done, 25-50 years, he takes his money through the road toll. No, you must make it generate enough. It's possible. Take the airport. Where in the world have you traveled to that when you are driving out of the airport, you don't pay some money? Where in the world have you seen it? So just the airport introduce a mechanism which allows you for a security checks and which allows you to raise some revenue dedicated to airport expansion. Just make sure that you take some money everywhere in the world. When you drive out of every airport, as I have traveled, at least by 2 kilometers, you find some toll getting in and out of the airport that you dedicate something to the state for the maintenance of that infrastructure. Now you brought in e-levy,
Yes.
and in their usual pomp and pageantry, they, the New Patriotic Party government is very good at what the Gombers call singing to the stanza of an old hymn. The chorus, you can always dance to it. So don't expect anything new in this budget statement. My worry, and I hope that I can respond to Professor Korte. I think I shared with the Honorable Chairman Sabonsu the audit service budget for 2020 and 21, and the Auditor General at the time had announced what Professor Korte just recommended. So we can't direct the Auditor General constitutionally, but I'm sure the Auditor General will listen to wise counsel from Professor Korte and the like, that introduce procurement audit, road audit, introduce it, do forensic audit, and you would save this state some additional resources. So I'm aware that in some report of the Audit Service to Parliament of Ghana, some of this that he mentioned, at least I know for procurement audit, it was supposed to be introduced. And I know for the road sector, something was to be done. Now, look at the allocation in the agricultural sector, Winston. What are we doing to reduce imports, whether it's rice or sugar? You are particular about strengthening the domestic capacity of Ghanaians to do that. We're not doing that. You go and grant tax exemptions. We should know what has been the contribution of the entity earning the tax exemption, his contribution to GDP. What's his contribution to employment, particularly within the local area? Now, take the Brown Ahafo region. They are very good at cashew. So I'm surprised that government is not doing something to develop a value chain cashew related industry in the Brown Ahafo region to serve the people of that particular area. I just think that our interest payment is unacceptable, and part of our regret today, I thought that today the minister would be conclusive that external debt treatment, I've reached an agreement with external creditors. We have a deal. We can make a saving of $10.5 billion US, which will free some resources. Because Winston, and the media, you must take interest in it. I read, and I'm sure I'll leave an online copy with you, the Financial Times, and there was a discussion about the strength of the dollar, which concluded about Ghana suspending external debt payment since 2022. So it means that all externally funded projects have been halted. That is cost. Work done will deteriorate, and there's no work going on, and layoffs quietly. Somebody must do a research. Many of the companies in Ghana are laying off workers. Yet you say they should celebrate you. Celebrate you for what? So 2024 budget, fortunately for Ghanaians, is not an election budget. There is no budget for campaign in 2024. They don't have it. There is no luxury for 2024. It's an IMF budget. And the points you made, revenue enhancement, where is it? Broadening tax base by Professor Korte, where is it? We'll look for it. But I think that Parliament itself, as I have said, is not exercising the oversight properly. And we need to strengthen more of our state institution in ensuring value for money, as Professor Korte said. Our procurement regime remains the most veritable source of corruption in Ghana. Conflict of interest everywhere. It is about who gets what. Transparency is important for the future of our country, and we should be dealing with it. But for me, I'm interested in the price of Kenke, and
we'll get to that. We'll get to the price of all of those things, because I'm still looking at the figures, and Prof is right. If we had the third quarter figures, for instance, would compare and then begin to look into 2024 and say, because of these levels that we've reached, you could actually consider maybe a reduction in this, because I see some of the, tax listings that are being, that they achieve more than 100% off. So what does it tell you? What did they do right? What didn't they do right in the others? What can we do? Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
My people, what comes to mind when you hear Black Friday? How about free delivery and true convenience? Where do you get the best deals? Very well, you've heard the unanimous decision of the people. Jumia Black Friday runs from the 3rd to the 24th November. Download the Jumia app now and start shopping. Jumia, your everyday delivery.
Charlie, Chairman is still not here. What at all could be the issue?
Calm down. I'm sure you'll be here soon. Oh, guys. Sorry I'm late. Koti bagged me for road. Sake of my insurance expire. Some long issue, Charlie.
Chairman Pan. Hey, you make Koti Bab you sake of you forget to renew your car insurance when you can get your car insurance sticker instantly on Hubtel. And best of all, you can set a reminder to renew. Simple matter. Just install the app, enter your car number, and oh la la, your instant insurance sticker is there.
Oh, really? Make I do am now before I forget. Edemu, Charlie, see. Edemu, insurance sticker need demo one time. I can even renew it every month. Wow. Charlie, as for this one, today, as usual, the sitting is on me.
Visit hubtel.com/app to download your Hubtel app and set a reminder to renew your car insurance today. Hubtel is everything you.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities of 1,000 cedis and upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID. No savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. Call Quick Credit today, 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
Gone are the days when good sleep was a nightmare. Today, rest is assured. We have found a solution. Royal Foam is here. With Royal Foam, quality and customer satisfaction comes first. We produce mattress, carpentry foams, duvets, bedspreads, curtains, and beds.
For the quality services we offer, Royal Foam have also been awarded at the 12 Business and Financial Excellence Awards.
For good sleep and better relaxation, it should be Royal Foam. For quality, buy Royal Foam. Visit Royal Foam at our showrooms and sales depots across the nation. Call our hotline on 020-227-1000. Royal Foam, rest assured.
There is something that drives you. The very thought of it fuels you. And even when the road gets rocky, you keep going, just to get the results that matter. It could be about you. It could be the lives you touch. It could be about someone special or something dear to your heart. Such results leave a sweet lingering smile, a sense of fulfillment. That's why you work till late, yet rise with the sun. Yes, your drive knows no limit. Do it with Stanbic Bank, where we spur you on to get the results that matter.
Buy one, get one free. Buy an LED TV and get a free DSTV decoder plus 3 months fully paid subscription. Watch your live football matches for free this festive season. Live sports games, favorite action-packed movie, your favorite African movies, all for free this Christmas at Electromat. Yeah, there is more. DSTV in the air, Electromat in the air. Dash to any Electromat showroom now or call 0552 755 456. Electromat, your world of electronics. Terms and conditions apply.
Back, and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. The final part of the conversation would be on the exchange rates. What we must do, because it's been identified, and all of us would agree, all of us around the table here would agree, it's a major problem. So, what do we do? What do we expect? How should the budget deal with that? But you know, sometimes buying your car insurance isn't the problem. It is when you forget to renew it and get into trouble with the police or you're involved in an accident. Instant car insurance is now on Haptel. Get your instant car insurance sticker anytime. No long things, just install the Haptel app, enter your car number for your instant insurance sticker. You can also set a reminder for your next renewal date. Go to haptel.com/app to install your Haptel app and set a reminder to renew your car insurance today. Haptel is everything you.
Now, the 7th edition of the prestigious Ghana Energy Awards is here. The theme is Ghana's Energy Transition Framework, sector institution as building blocks for the 2030 to the 2040 targets. This is happening live on Friday, the 17th of November, this Friday, at the Labadi Beach Hotel at 6:30 p.m. The special guest of honor for these prestigious awards is the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. For tickets, sponsorship, or inquiries, call 0303 940 300 or 055 930 0631. The industry partners that are in this are the VRA Bui Power Authority, Ghana Gas, GOIL, May Energy Technology, COPEC Ghana, Energy Commission, NPA, BOST, JK Hogel, PURC, ECG, Greco, Sonin Asogli, Seaboard Petroleum Commission, Petrosol Ghana, WAP Chamber. The media partners are Joy FM, Graphic News Plus, and the endorsement for this is for the Ministry of Energy, the World Energy Council Ghana, validation from Mazars Ghana, and Kesley Brook Law Firm. Ghana Energy Awards, 7 years already defining excellence. And Winston, I'm hoping that the people who are actually championing energy transition get the award. Somebody like that deputy director at the energy ministry who's in charge of that energy transition. Yes, Dr. Sobaji.
They'll be in the studio.
Yeah, okay.
The energy awards. So
yes.
I'll put your question to them. But Raymond, before we continue, so I've been checking all the figures, and you can see, for instance, interest payments.
Yeah.
So this is the budgeted amount. In the 2023, we said total interest payments was 52 billion. Domestic was 31.2 billion, and external due, now they add due into brackets due, 21.2 billion. Now, if you look at the first half of the year projection, we're expected to pay some 28 billion, of which 17.9 billion was domestic and 10.6 billion external. Domestic, we didn't pay the 17, we paid 14.3 billion. That's because of the savings you may have made from the domestic debt exchange program. When it comes to the external, we paid 802 million 433 Ghana cedis. 1,513 Ghana. So 802,433,513. That's also because we, by December, decided to cease the payment pending the conclusion of IMF program, and we are still in negotiations with them. So the expected 10 billion, we didn't pay. It will be important to know what's going to happen. But that also sends us a signal, even when we talk about external debt, because today the cedi is depreciated. I mean, just this morning, Daryl and I were having the conversation about how even though fuel prices on the world market seems to have gone down, because of the depreciation of the cedi recently, it may even affect pricing. But let me bring Professor Peter Quartey in. Professor Quartey, I mean, one of the major problems we are faced with is the impact of the exchange rate, the depreciation on the Ghanaian economy. I mean, a lot of these indirect taxes you talk about, even at the ports, they are calculated using the exchange rate. What should we do differently? And there's a reason I put differently. What should we do differently in 2024 in dealing with the continuous depreciation of the Ghana cedi?
Well, listen, there are short-term and long-term measures that we need to put in place in terms of some of the measures that will yield results, but not immediately. Is that we have always been talking about export diversification. We cannot continue relying on the same primary commodities because they suffer shocks. Cocoa, gold, diamond, all this, even oil. So you need to diversify into some of the areas, non-traditional exports, where we'll get more forests. So we don't get caught up in that problem. We don't add much value to our exports. Most of the things we export are in the raw form. We were discussing yesterday in the conference that fertilizer, even for some of our African countries, Nigeria and some of the African countries, actually Africa exports a lot of fertilizer and imports fertilizer. That if they were to use what they produce, consume what is produced within the continent, it might be close to self-sufficiency. But what do we see? We export and then we import, because transportation costs, if you import from Brazil, for instance, is cheaper than if you should import from Nigeria. So we have some of these inherent problems that we need to deal with. There is an exchange rate regime or regulation which we are not enforcing. I think that should be one area we ought to look at carefully. We are not saying there should be exchange controls. When you try that, it will backfire. I remember when in the 2014 we tried something like that. It didn't work. We went to Senchi. Luckily for me, I was in the group with the Dr. Wampa and some of the key people, and we told him to go and revise that, to ensure some. Otherwise, people will capital flight. People will move money, so you not solve the problem. So we should not try to introduce exchange controls in a bid to solve the exchange rate problem. I understand Nigeria is having a similar problem now. There's no forex. Companies have made profits, but they cannot repatriate, and some are leaving or threatening to leave. We don't want that to happen to our economy. We don't want to lose some key foreign investors. Then at the port, I think Guta and the rest have been crying that we should fix the rate for a period, so that the anxiety, the anticipation, all those, would ease. But if every now and then we use the market rate, it creates panic, uncertainty within the market. And I think that's something that we need to look into very carefully. I've spoken about the need to ensure that we tackle the informal sector, informal exchange regime. It's hurting us. Now you can sit in the comfort of your office, make a call, and they'll bring you foreign currency on an Okada. In any developed economy, if you want to exchange money, there are some forms to be filled. You need to give your passport. You need to know who is receiving the currency, so you can track import export. Otherwise, people can come from if Nigeria is facing exchange rate issues, they need foreign currency. People can drive into Ghana, come and exchange our dollar and take it back to Nigeria. We need to look at some of these things carefully. And I believe when we do that, our exchange rate will be relatively stable. Otherwise, the turbulence may happen again. But above all, if we don't borrow responsibly and we get into the trap we got into, where we have to service debt with so much of our forex, that can also affect the exchange rate, our exchange regime. And so, for me, those are the few things I need to suggest. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Professor Peter Quartey, for joining us this morning. We know you're at a conference, but we had to pull you to come and join us. We're very grateful you made time to join us. Honorable Harry Idrisu, what should we do? Have you picked any information on what is going to be done in the budget?
There is no solution in the 2024 budget on arresting the depreciation of the city. To quote Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia then, when he thought that it was an easy route to say that you go to I'll go to the IGP and get a key to arrest the depreciation of the city. I couldn't agree more with Professor Quartey that we need to expand and diversify export. We need to reduce our import regime, particularly the import bill, which is over $2 billion US, with focus on rice and sugar. At least if we can't do sugar immediately, we can do rice. We must increase investment in the agricultural sector, mobilize Ghanaians into rice farming. We can feed ourselves. It will take policy intervention to be able to do that. Then when the numbers you shared, I think that you must do more research today, is ballooned. A particular year, the minister spent, maybe he anticipated 53, he spent 93 on interest rate servicing. That is higher than what will go to education, higher than what will go into agriculture. So what is left for the development of the country? And that ties into the conclusion of Professor Quartey. Irresponsible borrowing. You are paying more interest rate because you have over-borrowed. You've been reckless in your borrowing. Now, independent power producers, IPP, we've heard people attributing some of our debt crisis to it. So there must be reforms in that sector, and the reform must be one of openness, transparency, and competitiveness, and the procurement process of determining who gets what of signing on into an independent power purchase agreement. We all must know what goes into it and what to expect. So I expect an announcement of government doing something about it. But bottom line, can the budget today respond to the needs of the Ghanaian private sector?
Can it?
Can the budget, I'll leave them as rhetoric questions. I don't have the answers. That's what the budget should do as economic policy. Can the budget respond to growing unemployment in the country? Can the budget respond to it? Can the budget stimulate growth with high interest rate and over dependence and borrowing from Bank of Ghana? Thankfully, the Bank of Ghana has signed an MOU with the IMF, so we'll see some restraints on the part of the Bank of Ghana on this particular issue. Then also statutory funds, I expect that he will make an announcement. That has always been done. All of them are struggling, whether it's common fund, it's national health insurance, struggling. There's no timely releases of funds to them. And Winston, again, a challenge to somebody in the media. I take 2.5% in the name of national health insurance. The law says that release the money to them. What happens? It's never released to them on time. What's wrong somewhere with law? And what's wrong somewhere with administration? Somebody must take particular interest in it. You have a dedicated 5% common fund, thanks to Article 152 of the Constitution. What is a common fund doing? Is it just about sanitation and its management, or we can use it for other purposes? And again, external debt treatment, and that will be my last word. I expect that the minister will accelerate, as he himself announced earlier, work with external creditors, including China, the Paris Club, bilateral and multilateral institutions, so that he brings closure. That will give him some fiscal space. arguably a deferment of our problems into the future. And that's why I argue strongly that President Mahama should expect that if the NDC wins in 2025 as we would inherit an enormously challenged economy with less fiscal space to navigate. And that itself, you would not be able to meet the expectations of the public. But Ghana's economic policy, I don't expect anything new today. But I understand that there will be new taxes which will amount to 0.99% of GDP, about 1% of GDP. New something will be introduced in the name of
So we'll be looking to raise some 1 billion there. Haruna Iddrisu, thank you very, very much for joining us. We'll be monitoring. I have been, my sources, I'm learning there will be no new direct taxes, as in there wouldn't be increase. What that means is the opposite could be true.
The
indirect taxes. even VAT can be adjusted.
It could, what that means that it could be the opposite could be true.
VAT may be adjusted.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
National Health Insurance.
Great news! The National Health Insurance Scheme NHIS has waived the waiting period for all members aged 70 years and above. All 70 years and above are also exempted from paying a premium. Enrollments and renewal are absolutely free on the NHIS. Members who are 70 years and above can automatically access healthcare when they newly register with the NHIS or renew their membership annually. You are no longer required to serve the 1-month waiting period for late renewals. Dad, mom, grandpa, and grandma, let your old age be filled with good health and access instant healthcare at zero cost on the NHIS today. Download the My NHIS mobile app to register with your Ghana card or visit the nearest NHIS office. Terms and conditions apply. For details, contact the NHIS call center on 054-444-6447 or 0302-746-447. NHIS, your access to quality healthcare. This message is brought to you by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID.
Ebrason, say ye my and Lori akwan so ho ban bo hia yen yie pa. Said ye beya ahyenkafo a wode ahyen tumirika hunu ne wane a sekane so kokokora no atwa fa so. Ne dodro na wo bu Lori akwan so mbra so. Enko nkotwimfa ya wofo ne ye mofra so. Enko pra won anam enko kum won. Na yen nyina atena nkomu a akwanhye bie ni ho. Webra a police for de we hinta hunani no ehwe bibia. Ye da traffic tech GH a eye fidie fofra etwa mfoni e free Ghana police edumakuo no ho edi enam mfoni afidie betwa so ebema police fo ehunu won ya wo bu Lori akwan so mra so ne wama won asotwe siketua ho tikete hwe Lori akwan so yie #PL enam Ghana police edumakuo ene National Road Safety Authority for nsa wo so ene e de saa de wo boy tuja.
The luckiest luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Keep buying your luckiest ticket with star 712 hash as an individual, a group, an association, or even a community, and stand a chance of winning in the community draw or the ultimate draw on 23rd of December. Be the luckiest on star 712 hash and win millions. Ticket sale starts on October 4th, 2023, and draw date is on 23rd December 2023. Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform. Win millions on star 712 hash.
The luckiest. You could be the luckiest.
There is something that drives you. The very thought of it fuels you. And even when the road gets rocky, you keep going, just to get the results that matter. It could be about you. It could be the lives you touch. It could be about someone special or something dear to your heart. Such results leave a sweet lingering smile, a sense of fulfillment. That's why you work till late, yet rise with the sun. Yes, your drive knows no limit. Do it with Stanbic Bank, where we spur you on to get the results that matter.
If you think you can see it all with Adansi Travels, forget it, because the nature, fun and adventure are endless. Are you ready for an Adansi-licious vacation this December? Yeah! Then let's explore Qatar and Rwanda from 6th to 13th December for only $1,990 per person and $3,950 for a couple. Or Qatar only from 22nd to 29th December at a rate of $1,850 per person and $3,650 for a couple. Your visa, flights, accommodation with breakfast, travel insurance and tours are all sorted. So secure your spot now. Call 0595 500 817 or 0556 310 404. Adansi Travels. Few life's beauty.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Park Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gameparkgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Park Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.
Coffee in your cup. Enjoy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best ever. On Joy 99.7 FM.
Associate Ghana Energy Awards is in studio with us because we're about to talk about the Ghana Energy Awards. Now, I told you about that before we went for the break. Raymond Hakwa had a few questions for you about who the winners were going to be and whether there will be persons engaged in Ghana's energy transition. But hey, Kwame, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, Winston. Thank you.
So, look, it's been, 7 years but for people hearing of this award scheme for the first time, can you tell us about the Ghana Energy Awards and how the journey has been so far?
Okay, good morning once again. For those hearing about the awards for the first time, the Ghana Energy Awards is an award scheme set up to recognize companies, institutions, and individuals contributing meaningfully to our country's energy development, while encouraging industry players to attain global standards and excellence in their operations. As you rightly said, the awards has been run for 7 years. This is the 7th year, 6 years actually. And this year we are hopeful it's going to enjoy even much more success. As organizers, that's the Energy Media Group. The awards is endorsed by the Ministry of Energy, its allied agencies, and the World Energy Council, Ghana. On our journey, one thing I would say is that it hasn't been easy. It has been a long journey, but we've learned so much along the way. I believe sector players can attest to the growth of the Ghana Energy Awards since its inception in 2017. One thing that has stood out with the awards and continues to stand out with the awards every year is our quest to create a more inclusive platform that recognizes the many contributions to our country's energy development, and also to connect whatever we do to the broader vision for the sector. This underlying focus has helped increase participation from sector players who believe in this vision. And so today we can boast, of course, in a humble way, of over 160 companies that participate in our awards each year. And we believe this is a testament of our growing relevance in the sector. Our journey, of course, cannot be told without due recognition to the immense support we've received from the Ministry of Energy and sector players as well. And so we'll use this opportunity to also say a big thank you to them.
But tell me what sets you apart from other awards. We've seen in today's Ghana, today's world, there are lots of awards. What sets the Ghana Energy Awards apart from the others?
That's true. I think with so many awards on the scene, it's important that we remain unique. And for the sake of time, I'll just focus on 3 things. That's integrity, credibility, and impact. I'll start with credibility. As an awards platform, it's important that we maintain a credible platform. And so on our part as the awards secretariat, we do not act in isolation. We've put in measures to ensure that the necessary stakeholders are involved in whatever we do. As I mentioned earlier, we are endorsed by the Ministry of Energy's allied agencies and the World Energy Council, Ghana. And these are not just endorsements. They provide valuable insights and inputs in everything that we do. on integrity, we strive to create a very fair and competitive awarding process. And so we have very open communication lines about our awarding process, right from nominations to shortlisting of nominees to the determination of winners. We've also added key layers of integrity. One of such is the role of Mazars Ghana, acting as an independent body that handles the validation and the correlation of scoring results, taking that responsibility off the award secretariat. This year we introduced another layer of integrity. That's the role of the Casely Brook Law Firm, and what they do is to handle the whole due diligence process by running background checks on all nominations that are submitted to us. The last thing I mentioned is the impact. As an award scheme, we want to connect whatever we do to the development of the sector, and one way we try to do this is through our themes and by extension our award categories. Through these, each year we try to influence the activities and the projects that sector players try to engage in to be in line with the broader vision for the sector. Another way we also do it is through our STEM-inspired initiative, that's the Energy Personalities Outreach Program, where we take industry leaders, the current crop of industry leaders, to second cycle institutions across the country to engage with students in these schools, and by so doing bridging the knowledge gap between these two groups. And so in our own small way, we are impacting the next generation leaders today, at the same time contributing to the future of the sector.
Great. So what's the theme for this year's event, and what motivated that choice?
So our theme this year is a build-up from our previous one from last year. It's actually the first time that for consecutive years, that's 2 years running, that was as focused on the same thematic area, that's energy transition. Last year, our theme sought to highlight our position as a nation in the whole global energy transition discussion, and the need for a just and equitable conversation was brought to bear. So this year we sought to build on that momentum, and the theme we settled on was Ghana's energy transition framework, sector institutions as building blocks for the 2030 to 2040 targets. I'll take that again. Ghana's energy transition framework, sector institutions as building blocks for the 2030 to 2040 targets. Now this theme seeks to highlight our pledge as a nation to implement policies, guidelines, and projects that address climate change and its negative effects, while contributing our quota as a country to the achievement of the objectives of the Paris Agreement. Now, these measures, what is usually termed the nationally determined contributions, are documented in a document that's known as Ghana's Energy Transition Framework, and this was launched in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt at COP27. So a quick dive into this document, you realize that as a nation, we've set our carbon neutrality or our net zero targets for 2070. That's very long term. But in the interim, these have been spread out in short targets in decades. So from now to 2030 to 2040 to 2050 all the way to 2070. Yes, and interestingly, just in September, another document was launched. That's the Energy Transition and Investment Plan. It was launched in New York by our president, and this document, interestingly, has reduced the initial long-term 2070 targets to 2060. And so on our part, we believe this communicates the urgency with which we need to act. So as an award scheme, our concerns resonate with the fulfillment of these laid out targets, and we believe that by recognizing early efforts, these foundational efforts, that's the 2030 and 2040 targets, we can influence other sector players to also follow in the same suit, and in the long run help us build that resilient and sustainable energy sector that we all want.
Great. So I know that the nominations window closed in September. Are you done with the whole process now? Do we know the winners and waiting to award them? When is the event? Friday?
Yeah, the event is this Friday.
Okay, tell me about the processes.
Okay, so usually each year we open nominations at the media launch event where we unveil the theme and the award categories for the year. And this year we did that at the Airport View Hotel in June. Subsequent to that, the nomination window is open for a 3-month period. And as rightly said, we closed it in September. That's 29th of September. However, during the nomination period, whilst we receive nominations from companies, institutions, and individuals, we also, as an award secretariat, together with the awarding panel, engage in courtesy call activities with sector players to gather updates and feedback from previous events. After the window is closed, like it has been, the next stage is site visitation engagements, and the reason for this is because by virtue of what we've learned from the past, we realize that when these nomination submissions come in, there are people who are very good with their write-ups, and when you go to the grounds, it's actually a different story altogether. And in the reverse, there are also people who are not so good with their write-ups, but you get to the grounds and you realize that they are doing exceptionally well. And so it's important that the awarding panel and the awarding secretariat go to the grounds and they ascertain the facts of what have been submitted to us. Now, this has also been concluded, which means the ongoing stage is the scoring process. And with the scoring process, a 5-member awarding panel handles this. The chairman of the panel is lawyer Kwame Jantua. He's aided by Dr. Kwame Ampofu, who is the former board chair of the Energy Commission. Then, who is also aided by Dr. Jemima Nunu. She is the technical director in charge of strategic media and communications at the Office of the President. And Professor Felix Asante, who is the Pro Vice Chancellor at the University of Ghana in charge of research and innovation. And lastly, but also very important, is Dr. Lawrence Tete, who is a renowned evangelist and economist. Now, these 5 people score independently of each other. And when they are done with their scoring process, that's where Mazars comes in as an independent body to pick up these scoring results. Now, they validate all the scoring process that has gone over in those, gone through during that period. And they check to make sure there are no errors and everything is in order. Once that is done, they keep these scoring results, they do the collation, they keep the scoring results until the night of the event, where they present it to all of us on stage. That is this Friday. What this means is that before the night of the event, that is as at even now, we the organizers, the award secretariat, the awarding panel, even the nominees, no one knows who is winning what. Okay. And we believe that also helps keep the excitement that comes with the element of surprise intact.
Great. So it's happening on Friday. What time?
Yeah, so it's this Friday at the Labadi Beach Hotel. The time is 6:30 p.m. and the special guest of honor is His Excellency the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The other guest of honors we have is the Honorable Minister of Energy, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh. We also have His Excellency Dr. Omar Farouk Ibrahim. He is the World Energy Council's Vice Chair for Africa and Secretary General of the African Petroleum Producers Organization. Then we have Honorable Monique Kaptan, the Chief Executive Officer of the Liberia Electricity Corporation. There are a lot of other confirmed dignitaries, but for the sake of time, we'll just...
And if I want to check it, how do I get one?
So for tickets, sponsorship, and any further inquiries, you'd have to contact us on our numbers. That's 030-3940-300, 030-3940-300, or 055-9300-631. 055-9300-631, or alternatively through our email, that's info@GhanaEnergyAwards.com.
Kwame Atiase, thank you very, very much for joining us. His Senior Corporate Communications Associate, Ghana Energy Awards, joining us here on the Super Morning Show. So you know where to be on Friday. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Grace Chorale International, on the occasion of their 10th anniversary, presents a night of classical and operatic music featuring Ghana's premier opera group, Lumina, the award-winning South African opera singer, Maestro Kagujelo, and the renowned Accra Chamber Orchestra. Date, 25th November 2023. Venue, the Accra International Conference Center, 6 p.m. sharp. Tickets are being sold on all Ego Tickets platforms online, the front decks of Joy FM, Airport Shell, and Christ the King Catholic Church. 200 Ghana cedis for VIP and 100 Ghana cedis for regular. For bulk tickets and reservations, call 020-738-0866. An experience of a night of classical bliss awaits you. Proceeds of the event will be used to support the Leukemia Foundation and the Incarcerated Youth Correctional Center Foundation. It's Grace Chorale International at 10. See you there.
The luckiest. Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Keep buying your luckiest ticket with star 712 hash as an individual, a group, an association, or even a community, and stand a chance of winning in the community draw or the ultimate draw on 23rd of December. Be the luckiest on star 712 hash and win millions. Ticket sale starts on October 4th, 2023, and draw date is on 23rd December 2023. Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform. Win millions on star 712 hash.
The luckiest. You could be the luckiest.
Prepare for an exhilarating experience at the main fair of the 2023 EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. Join us at the Accra International Conference Center from Thursday, November 23rd to Sunday, November 26th, 2023. Doors will be open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day to welcome you. This year, we are diving into the theme of home ownership, exploring the nuances between affordability, comfort, and luxury. Whether you're embarking on your home ownership journey or looking for upgrades, this fair is your destination for all things housing. Encounter a comprehensive assembly of stakeholders from Ghana's housing and construction sectors. Engage the experts across the spectrum of home creation and enhancement. The EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is in partnership with EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and powered by the Planned City Extension Project from Cities and Habitats. Rent to own. And sponsored by Elegant Homes and General Constructions Limited, where quality meets value. Global Lighting, your solution to quality lighting. Syntex Tank, Air Strong, Air Tough. Springfield Estates, where dreams are built. Virtual Security, complete security solution. DBS, your roof experts. Virtual Infosec Africa, security solutions by design. Saint Gobain, making the world a better plan. Clifton Homes, beautiful homes, wise investments. The Kissington Heights, Airport City, Kumasi, by HDG Homes Limited.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Park Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gameparkgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Park Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.
Young Money. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best.
Deals at Furniture City. Yes, Black Friday came early at Furniture City. Crazy deals await you at Furniture City. Pick any item and enjoy from 20 to 50% discounts on selected items. Items ranging from furniture, dining sets, sofas, decor set, furniture for young gardens, carpets, curtains. Yes, it's a crazy deal this November. Only at Furniture City, your home of quality furniture and the largest furniture shop in Ghana. So hurry, rush now to Furniture City for all kinds of furniture and enjoy from 20% up to 50% discount on selected items. And for the month of November and December, we are open to serve you on Sundays. Locate Furniture City at number 77 Spinters Road, 200 meters from the Flowerpot Roundabout on the Spinters Road opposite City Ceramica. Log on to our Facebook page, Furniture City Ghana Limited, and website, FurnitureCityGhana.com. Contact our sales department on 0244 213333 or 0540314948. Furniture City, your home of quality furniture.
Now, it's a new world of doing business, and your business shouldn't be left out. It's time to get a move for business today to accept payment from over 50 million Momo customers. All you need is a business registration certificate and your Ghana card. Applying to be MTN Momo merchant has been made very simple and fast. You just have to dial *5051# and follow the prompts or apply online at momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh. You receive a reference number which you can use to track your application, so don't get caught waiting. Enjoy secure transactions and convenient transactions for your business with MTN Momo today. Note that the application is free. Do not pay any money to anyone for a merchant payment solution. You just need to report any fraudulent charges using the Momo app available on Play Store and also on the App Store.
So for huge discounts and free gifts, visit Electroland showrooms and authorized dealer shops for all your needs in household electrical and electronic goods. Wherever you live, there's an Electroland showroom or dealer shop close to you. Just look out for a Samsung Media, TCL, and NASCO sign, and you're assured that your search is over. Call them on 0503-159-739 or visit electrolandgh.com. Electroland, home of luxury and affordable electronics.
The eagerly anticipated Pick One game has arrived with a bang. Choose your favorite number from 1 to 36. Stick and get ready for the excitement as we unveil the lucky number. Prepare yourself to unleash even more moolah by sticking from 1 cedi to 350 cedi and win 26 times your stake on the amazing Pick One game by Game Pack. Play by dialing *946# on all networks via our website or download the Game Pack app on GamePackGames.com. Watch our live draws on Adum TV at 9 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. daily. Game Pack, more moolah, more power. This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority. It's not for persons under 18 anyway, and you need to play responsibly.
And Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited says, look, now you don't have to walk to any of their shops. You just log on to kingdomstoreonline.com and they will arrange delivery to your home and office within a reasonable time. They offer free delivery within Accra and Tema and accept payment via Momo across all networks. Terms and conditions apply at Kingdom. Quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
Now prepare for an exhilarating experience at the main fair of the 2023 EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. Join us at the Accra International Conference Center from Thursday, the 23rd of November to Sunday, the 26th November 2023. Doors will be open from exactly 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on each day, and you're very much welcome to join us. This year, we are diving into the theme of home ownership, exploring the nuances between affordability, comfort, and luxury. Whether you're embarking on your home ownership journey or looking for upgrades, this fair is your destination for everything housing. This year's EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is in partnership with EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, empowered by the Planned City Extension Project. From cities and habitats, rent to own, and sponsored by very wonderful institutions like Elegant Homes and General Construction Limited, where quality meets value. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, Planned City Extension Project, Cities and Habitats, and also Elegant Homes, where quality meets value. Again, I mean, Global Lighting is part of the sponsors and also important people in this case. Your solution to quality lighting. Syntex Tank, strong, tough. Gold Key Properties, building prestige since 1997. Springfield Estates, where dreams are built. Virtual security, complete security solution. Then DBS, your roof experts. There's also Virtual InfoSec Africa, security solutions by design. There's Saint Gobain, making the world a better place. Clifton Homes, beautiful homes, wise investments. Then the Kensington Heights, Airport City Kumasi by HDG Homes Limited.
Great, and let's say happy 10th anniversary to Where Ghana today. Marks exactly 10 years, so congratulations to the whole team. And we wish you more years of success. Folks, that's all from us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. My name is Winston Amoa.
My name is Raymond Akwa.
Do have a lovely day.